episode of Blood on the Box. And this week I've got another fellow Twitcher streamer. Does a lot of the playoff games, obviously for the Xbox. So obviously he's a hero because we need more people like that. It is Big D Burrows. Now welcome, Mickey debut on the Xbox show. Now how are we doing today? I feel you've got a bit of a cold.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of a cold, but it's mostly just from being run down from a hectic weekend with no sleep.
Oh dear, that's never
but
good.
It's all good, yeah.
Good,
it's
good,
just
good.
part of my life.
Yeah, we've all been there, definitely. So yeah, we've got a bit of a challenge. We had I wouldn't say it was a bit of an explosive show on the PS4, but you'd expect that with the Xbox. With the PS4 with Calcium Cast. We'll go into obviously a few things, discussions and various other stuff. But we'll get off with the first thing. First of all, we'll go into what we always do, and that's pole position, and that is who is leading the Champions Ladder at the moment, and it's that guy again, Rambo 2369.
Always Rambo.
Oh, it seems to be him.
He just piles in the hours at the start of the seasons and just gets like his 25 games and then just chills out for the rest of the season.
He does. I mean, he
really goes to work.
Yeah, he's Nagel. He's Nagel. They just play ridiculous numbers. They're well over 50 all the time, and he's an ex-champion as well, so he knows what he's doing. But he's gone Skaven. He's gone Skaven this time. Well, I was quite excited to see it when I heard that he's gone Skaven, because I think he always likes crazy stuff. He's tried Kislev, did well with Kislev. Obviously, he's done very well with Nagel. He's still in the competition at the moment. And there was one point in this season when he had 3 movement 10 gutter runners, 3 of them. Luckily, he's down to just the one now, and that one gutter runner's only got armor 6 as well. So, that makes it a bit more easier, I guess. But I've known in private leagues these armor 6 guys don't take the hint and never seem to die. So you never know, he may survive the full lot.
When they come with an array of skills to keep them alive, it's pretty hard to slap.
It is, isn't it? It's like kick, foul, whatever you need to do. He's even got runner, agility 5 with leap, extra movement. But I see what happened. So he got a smash tip or something. God, that was insane. I mean, it still is. I mean, he just leaps over any sort of defense. It's just scary. What's he got for the club? He's got a squid sandwich kiosk, so to throw the rock and get the ref. I don't think I'd have that for Skaven myself, but at least it stops his gut runners getting hit in the head. 26 wins.
I like the ref with Skaven, so I don't know why he's gone for that. I'd rather have the security gate and just stop.
With the extra 10 or something. Absolutely. I mean, obviously, you're Skaven are cheap anyway, aren't they? Most of the time. They're on the front, you've got the crap on the front line anyway. To me, I would be more like you said, I'd rather have the dirty player sort of like an extra Brab or something. Personally with Skaven, I always think Wizard, they're great. I really do, because I think, with Skaven you can go bang bang, 2-0 up, game over. And with and then he's got a movement, a one-turner. That's how I'd go, but everyone thinks differently, don't they, sort of thing. But he's got 26 wins, 2 draws, 5 losses. He lost last time out to a guy who's been, I don't know, but he's been winning everybody by 1. So we'll have a look at a transfix by indecision. So we'll have a look at him as well shortly. But what stands out to you in this team? Is there anything you particularly like? Anything you would have gone differently, or anything he's done a good job of? Looking at this team,
I'm just flicking back to the team roster now. No, I mean it's a pretty standard competitive Skaven lineout. He hasn't gone smash heavy. He's keeping it tactical. Obviously he's 2 points away from having his leaping agility pain in the butt gutter runner from probably getting wrestle next. Probably it's next with wrestle to make sure, or it's going to be a strip ball, one of the two.
Yeah, it's
sure
awkward.
That he gets through the cages.
It's awkward because I think he designed this to be a much more effective one-turner. I really do. And then someone luckily splattered his legs and he's lost -1 movement. But to me, I don't know. I get where you're coming from. And usually I'd be like, you know what? Wrestle or strip ball, something like that would be fantastic. And you can go that way. The problem I've got with that now And it's still a good way to go, but I'm thinking, you know what? It gets another level in 2, but then I have to wait. So he has to be legendary status before I get another one. So how could I make him a lot better? I think I'd go sidestep. It makes the one turn a lot more easy. You lost that one movement. So, you know, I mean, so with sidestep, you only need 2 pushes.
Yeah.
Instead of 3. I don't know, I just think...
Yeah, that's true. It makes it easier. I think, though, because he's got the movement 10 sidestep, he doesn't need it on that guy.
Yeah,
Because that guy,
exactly.
if he does make a break for it, it's just going to leap the line anyway.
But I think...
Like, it's pretty hard to stop him from getting through if he wants it.
I don't know, I just think... It's an awkward one, you could go either way. But I just think, you know, it's going to take a long time for him to get another level. I'm just thinking maybe he'll do that. Because obviously with the way Skaven now, you know, there's no guarantee the other one will live. And the other one don't get his armor 6. So, you know, leaping over a
just takes a lightning bolt.
Doesn't it? And maybe that's why he doesn't want the wizard. Because he knows people just go lightning bolt heavy on him. But it'd be interesting to see how he does, because I think the way you said it is fine. I'd definitely go wrestle, mainly because show hands, there's a lot of both characters with show hands, so you're more effective with wrestle. But obviously he hasn't got dauntless or anything like that. This guy definitely was designed to be a one-turner. And if I'm not going to sack him, then I would go down that route of saying, you know what, I'm going to get sidestep. I've got two potential ones, and go down that route. Personally, myself.
Do you know what? If he gets a double and gets a mutation, he'd be really sick with big hand right there, because he could just, if someone else has pushed the ball out and it's still in a fair tackle zone, he's in and out.
I tell you what would be interesting. I mean,
penalties.
I suppose in a way he hopes he gets an extra movement again. That'd be awesome for him.
Yeah, you probably want movement 10.
Yeah, absolutely. Get movement 10 back.
Yeah, 2 threats that can 1-turn touchdown.
The other concern as well
pretty hard to stop that.
Yeah, I mean, his Stone Vermin's got Claw now as well, so he's only 4 points away from getting Mighty Blow. And the thing is, that's when they start to become a lot scary, because not only can they score quickly on you, they can actually take players out as well. So, you know, and Rambo's he just gets it done in the playoffs. He sort of... He wants to try and win in normal ladder, but I think he gets it. That it's like, you know what, it's not the end of the world if you lose games. It's just trying to keep your team healthy, and you've just got to peak at the right time. And I don't think anyone does it as good as Rambo. I really don't. I think he's easily the best at doing that. And
he's really good at controlling TV as well.
Oh, I'm terrible at that.
He keeps his TV quite low, so he's always getting good endorsements. Like, he's very rarely he's on the giving away endorsement side of it.
Yeah, I really do suck at that. I really do. I just get what I want. I think the best thing for me for TV, and it's more to do with skills, is like, I'll never, like, you know, where some people say, well, if I roll agility, I'm still going to give it to my Nurgle Warrior because you can't turn it down. Things like that I'll definitely turn down, but other stuff, I just get how the team is, and if my team's higher, then so be it. I suppose in a way as well, it depends what team. Where if you're playing Chaos, Nurgle, stuff like that, you just expect to be given inducements. That's the way it is. If you're not, then you're in trouble. So I don't know. I think it's a good team. I can see him being there or thereabouts again, and it's good to see Rambo up there. And it'll be interesting to see how much Blood Bowl he gets when he gets married. Because obviously he's going to be getting married, so it'll be interesting to see how much he'll let him play then. But apparently she's pretty cool, so he should be alright, I guess. We'll see how he changes his game style.
As long as he has a lock on the hobby room, he'll be alright. Yeah,
exactly. Get it done, Rambo. Right, so just a quick question, obviously, so just for everyone to obviously know about yourself, is how long have you been actually playing Blood Bowl? What brought you to Blood Bowl? What do you like about Blood Bowl? And obviously, you obviously one of the streamers on the Xbox as well. What do you like about it?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the Games Workshop hobby scene for most of my life. I worked as a part-time Games Workshop soldier back in the day when it was more popular for me. Before bar work came and took everything away. And I've always loved it. I was always a big fantasy player. I didn't really play Blood Bowl back then. I actually only played it when it came out on the original Xbox, the first edition.
Right.
And I fell in love with it. And I was just like, oh my God, this is lots of fun. But then no one was really playing it, so I kind of just put it down. I played other things. And then obviously I bought the 360. And the first thing I wanted to play was Blood Bowl because I was watching it on stream. And I was like, I really want to get into that.
Yeah.
And it's just gone from there. So I've only really been playing Blood Bowl for about 7 months now. Seriously, and it's taken me. It took me the first 3 seasons pretty much of just getting my
get
arse
used to
handed
it.
to me.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah,
Sometimes
and
that's how you gotta
yeah, absolutely. And I had like the wrong attitude when I first started playing it, and I was taking it all too personally, and really like starting to like go through Xbox controllers like they were going out of fashion. And then I was just like, and then I just had like an epiphany. Just one day, I was just like, you know what? I don't care anymore. Let's just have fun with it. And I started streaming it. And I was like, I'm just going to make sure every stream's more positive, and I'm not going to bring any of the negative crap in. And occasionally I do go towards the salty lines, but I try not to make it personal. Yeah.
I mean,
and I just I love getting lucky, so I don't mind it when other people get lucky to me. Like I love it. Like I played the game against Gnome Slayer about 2 weeks ago, and I beat him 2-1, and I was literally like, I've never cheered so loud on stream in my life. And it was a bull centaur long pass to bull centaur catch.
Wow.
That got it done, and I was just like on turn 16, and I was just like, yeah, that's how we roll. But I'd already locked the draw. Like I was always drawing no matter what, so I didn't really mind doing the YOLO play and going for it for the last turn.
That's it.
So,
I mean,
he wasn't happy.
Sure, yeah, as you're not. I mean, you've got. I think it's really important if you can try and remember like instances like that when you've got lucky or something good's happened, because I think a lot of the time we always, and I'm terrible for this, is just remember all the bad stuff. And like yourself, I went through a patch of 2-3 months where everything I tried. If I needed a 2+, I'd roll a 1. If I needed to pick the ball up, I'd go through 3 lots of rerolls. And I was just so. But then it got to the point that just one little thing would just set me off, and it actually ended up, sad as it sounds, the only way I actually got out of it was a friend of mine who I'd known from school. Her mother died, sadly passed away, and I was like, holy shit, I'm getting really peed off about a game, but my friend's mother just died. And then it sort of brought into perspective, like, really, it's just a game. At the end of the day, yeah, it can be frustrating, but Jesus Christ, there is a lot of more terrible things happening in this world than you losing a game of Blood Bowl or rolling a 1. That's how I to get out of it. Because I've always been in the Space Magic school of thought that play solid, don't roll as many dice, and you'll win more than you're not. And then when you get to the point where, like you say, if people are getting lucky and it's great for them, and you're like, oh my god, I can't pick a freaking ball up or whatever, but he can do all this stuff, and he's getting away with it. And when you have it continuously, it does really get on your nerves, and mentally you've got to be strong. And I thought FIFA was a solid game, but FIFA's got nothing on Blood Bowl. Seriously, hasn't got nothing on Blood Bowl. I don't think so anyway. But it is what it is, and like I said, it's great that we have people like yourself who stream your games. I mean, I obviously, my missus, I obviously talk to a lot, obviously, and she said, I wish you streamed more games, because you never use a salty on stream, because you're always happy talking to people, but when I'm by myself, that's when I grumble more, when things go on, because, I like communicating with people. I do the shows, I talk when, people are on the stream, and I think that's what's... Yeah. Calms me down. I mean, I don't know about yourself when you're on your streams, but it calms me down, and I can have a laugh. Or I think it's like, if I have some bad luck, I don't feel as bad because people have seen it. Because sometimes you can go on like chatting and get, oh bloody hell, I've been knuffled again, or bloody hell, and they'll listen. People are like, oh yeah, you're just moaning. But I think when people have seen it happen, you can go, you know what? I've had bad luck. People have seen it. No problems. Let's get on with the next game. And it's. I think streaming's good, and obviously, the more of us we stream, the more popular the game becomes. Because there's the amount of people I've spoken to on the PS4 where it's like, oh, what got you to this? Oh, well, I saw it on a stream when I was just checking Twitch and stuff, and I came across it. I thought, oh wow, that would look good fun. Bought the game, and like I said,
it's pretty much what got me into it.
Yeah. So that's why I always
people
say,
play it, and you're like, I've got.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter how good we are. It doesn't matter how good we are. I had people. I streamed the game, obviously the final. The Xbox final, and people, especially some of the PC, going, oh my god, what bad play this is, and oh, I can't believe he did that, and why did he do this and all this? And I said, yeah, but was it a good game? Well, yeah, it was exciting. Yeah, exactly. And that's what it's all about. It doesn't matter what level you are. And I think the more crazy players there is, the better the game is. We don't want, like me and Space are probably terrible for it, because we play very efficient more time than not. So we're probably boring to watch. But someone like a Rambo or Trippers on the PS4 or someone who does crazy stuff, they're box office. And like you said, you like playing crazy players. People will see that bull center to bull center. Yeah, your opponent won't be very happy about it, but I tell you what, people will be like, oh, wow, that was just so awesome. And that's what we want. So I always say to people, don't be afraid if you're not... I hate to use the word elite, because I'm definitely not an elite player. But, you know, people like Andy Davern and all that sort of stuff are very, very good. It doesn't matter about that. Just stream, have fun, and it is enjoyable. It is really enjoyable.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. I've found recently, in this season especially as we went into the playoffs for 11, that the third-person perspective stream is really good, because you're kind of impartial. Even if you love one of the coaches more than the other, you're actually impartial about how they're playing, and you're criticising both players as opposed, or praising both players to the way that they're doing the match, which I think is better for the viewer in some essence. Yeah. Because it's not one coach going, oh my god, I got this happen to me again, and oh, he's done it again, and it's not the same repetitiveness. It's someone who's just like looking at the game from both angles and being like, oh, if he does this and this, then this will open this up and blah blah blah. And I think that's really good. And I've really enjoyed doing that. That's why I'm pushing towards that more for season 11 into season 12, and trying to stay as up to date.
It's good. I mean, like I said, I think it's good. I mean, like I said, I was never really going to stream, and then people was like, oh, how people were saying it'd be good to get some of you coaches who you know, played it for a long time, your thought press, how would you go by it? So obviously when I first started streaming, was a long time ago now, I would go through the thought press. This is why I'm doing it, and this is the reason why I didn't do that, and stuff like that. I don't do as much as I do now, but, you know, and I think it's good for people to, like, watch people and learn that way as well. Or why does ours win? Why has he become 3 times champion? Look at what he does. You know, this is how he does it. And I always say, if you wanna learn to play a Wood Elves on the Xbox, then watch Drick. You know, Drick is just sensational. There's a very few good coaches who play Wood Elves, but you know, you want to learn, watch him. Going to his history of his games, even on Cabalvision, and watch them. You know, if you want to see how Rambo does crazy stuff, go and watch his stuff, and that's what it's all about. And I always say, you only learn when you lose. Because when you're winning, it papers over the cracks. Because you won. You can't have done nothing wrong because you won. So in that respect, you know, I think streaming is popular, and it's very important that people like yourself and various other people do it, because, like I said, brings people to the community, gets people buying the game, helps people learn, and it just helps bringing everyone together. And, you know, you need to be applauded by that, because obviously, like I said, you do really a lot of stuff for the Xbox community, and I'm sure they are very grateful for it. So may it continue.
I mean, I've got a pretty loyal following. About, you know, the same 10 to 15 viewers that are, you know, always plugging in at any time of the day. And thankfully, because of my work pattern, I'm able to do day streams, evening streams, early morning streams, and not be phased about like how tired I am, because you know, it just fits in with the lifestyle that I do. So it's kind of really handy. And I love it. I just love doing it. Like I do it for me, and obviously I think my enjoyment of it is what everyone else gets to see and enjoy as well. So
I mean, that's it. I mean, that is exactly the same as I do. I just enjoy doing it. I mean, I mean, last season I was so short on time. Obviously, I went with Underworld on the Xbox and the 5-game High Elf team on the PS4. I just didn't have the time, but I always found time to stream because I enjoyed streaming. I enjoyed, you know, talking about games and analysing games, and I knew that the community loved the streaming, and they want, you know, sometimes they're at work or whatever, and you know, they haven't got the PS4 or the Xbox, so they can get on the PC and watch it. So like you, I just enjoy streaming. I enjoy talking about games, and obviously speak to the coaches in the chat. So you know, it is what it is, and may it continue. I can't slack a saying. I think that's why I bitch and moan on the Facebook group helps me a lot of steam. Yeah, I'm terrible for that. Gimlick, bless his socks and mercy. I always moan to them on Discord. Just best to do it there than anywhere else. But yeah, I totally understand that. I really do. But you've got to, at the end of the day, you've got to look at it. Like I've said, nobody's dead, nobody's dying. There's a lot of worse things going on in the world, and you know, just got to keep in perspective. I know it's hard, but there you go. Right then, let's go to.
It's okay to put it down, and So it's okay to put it down if you're like having one of those like weeks, and you're just like it's stressful outside of Blood Bowl, then just don't play for a day. You know, you can pick the game up anytime you need to. So
yeah, I mean that's the problem. Sometimes you can just grind yourself into oblivion, can't you? You know, it can. Yeah. It's one of those things where you've got to just, I don't know, sometimes take a break. What's not easy, it really isn't. And yeah, I don't know. It is, like I said, it can be a salty game. It really can be. But you just got to try and put in perspective. Unfortunately, because I'm afraid you're going to get screwed over, and it's not going to be the first, and it's not going to be the last time. That's just the way Blood Bowl is. It can be a nasty game. It really can. Yeah. So
true story.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Where was that? There's a guy's team I want to have a look at. Gross negligence, is it? Let's have a look. Help if I put it in the right bloody thing. Gross negligence.
Which coach are we talking about?
To be honest, I can't remember his bloody. No, it's not him. I'm talking bollocks. It's not him. Who was it? Was it Bad Gang? No, it wasn't him either. Oh, bollocks. I had this guy who I wanted to have a look at because I was quite impressed with what he's done. I can't see where it is now. That's just about as good as I am. I thought he'd be near the top because his record was pretty good. So let's have a look. See if I can find him on here. Was it that guy? Well, let's have a look at Phantom Lords, Coshulk 26. I don't recognise him. Let's have a look here. He's got a bloody good record, and I don't know who he is. So I'm always like, I think someone said in the Facebook chat that there's a few new coaches come to the Xbox and they're doing pretty well. This guy's got an amazing record, 14-2-1. Undead, all of a sudden, become extremely popular. PS4, Xbox seems to be getting a lot more Undead players. Drick played Undead the season just gone as well. It's interesting to see all of a sudden they've had a bit of a revival.
Yeah, I think like everything's getting a bit of a movement. Like 2 seasons ago, everyone went nuts for dwarves and dwarfs, and then last season I thought I saw a lot of chaos, and then this season now, we're seeing a lot more of a mixture. Actually, I think like we're not seeing the same boring team sets. Like everyone's trying something new, which is quite cool. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, Orcs seems to be the popular choice this season, but you know, Orcs have always been popular.
I love playing with the Orcs. I think the Orcs are great fun.
Yeah, they always have been fun, aren't they? I'm just trying to see who beat this guy. But yeah, he's beat some good players. Gnome Slayer, there's one I know off the top of my head he's beat. Let's have a look. I've seen who he got beat by. Always good to see. Who was the guy who beat him? And I can't see. This isn't good. Someone will be screaming at the Twitch thing. Who is that guy? I'm sure someone's beat him. We rolled the.
Yeah, he's got one defeat somewhere.
Yeah, we roll off thy ones. That sounds Bretonian. But was it one of those nasty crashes though? That's the thing.
I think I've come across that team. We roll off thy ones.
Yeah, oh man, it's a bit like Drick. I think Drick's only defeat with his woodies was a crash to desktop, and this seems the same. Nothing was done. So again, it is annoying though, isn't it? It is really annoying. So that's this team, and then Drick's team, undefeated. They should be. I mean, I suppose it doesn't make much difference to the big scheme of things because they'll probably still go through. Yeah. But it's got to be annoying. You played all them games, you're undefeated, and then you know what? It's not a coach what beats it. It's actually the hardware. You know, they've obviously
for me, it's like I just shake it off, and it's not a defeat to me. It's not a defeat when someone can record it.
Yeah, but it's still on your record, isn't it? People won't know that. People just look and go, "Oh well, someone beat him."
Yeah.
But to me, it'd be frustrating. I mean, luckily, I'm not good enough to go undefeated, so it's not a problem for me. But I feel sorry for the guys who that happens to. Irish Rounder says, what did he see? Irish Rounder, are you bloody Phantom? Are you Coshulk 26, Irish Rounder? You bloody better not be. Irish Rounder, this guy has a massive reputation on the PS4. Really big reputation. I'd never seen him play, and I don't think I ever have. And I streamed his playoff game, and wow, this guy can play. Seriously can play. It's just crazy. And he plays, ironically now, this is worrying because Irish does actually play Undead on the PS4, and this is an Undead team. He said it's not him. Do we believe him? I don't know. I don't know. You have a really good undead team on the PS4. Don't lose many. An undead team here. He was quick to save his DC. I don't know. We don't know. We'll have to get that.
It on your screen.
We'll have to get that Stato Goblin or whatever the freak's called. Maybe he's a PI as well. We'll get him on doing something useful. But yeah, I hope it isn't because he's bloody good as Irish Rounder. Bloody good player.
I'll be able to go for some elimination of process in a second.
Yes.
Cos Hulk.
Yes, get on him.
And
get
I'm going
on
to
that
just do
guy.
a quick player search. Yeah.
But yeah, Irish Rounder.
26.
Yeah. If it is, it's not a problem. Not a problem. I mean, there's a lot of us on both consoles, Xbox and PS4, or Xbox and PC. But yeah, I mean, Undead are getting to be a bit of a revival. I'll be honest, I'm more necro than Undead. I just think they're a bit better balanced. But it's good to see teams like the Undead getting some love. So there's that one. Now where was the team I was gonna bloody have a look at? See if I can find them. Nope, wasn't him. I will find them. Hero Jones off to a good start again. 7 wins, 5 draws with his Orcs. Always seems to get it done. Be like the postman. Can't see.
American, pretty sure he's on the Facebook. Cool.
That's annoyed me. That really annoyed me. I had someone I thought, I'll be able to find him. He must be on first page. He'd only lost 1 in about.
No, to be honest, like I find if you just go stagnant for a few days, you actually drop about 10 places.
Really?
Like I think there's so many more teams and coaches this season. Hero Jones is 16th at the moment with his Goth Rockers 4.0.
I tell you can tell my eyesight is getting worse. I found him. He's actually number 4, and he's another undead coach. Transfixed, transfixed by indecision. 16, 3 and 1.
Yeah.
So hey, let's have a look. See how that one stacks up to the other undead team. But yeah, like I was saying, they seem to be doing quite well. I'll just put that there. Should be able
Najin's is through to the second round of season 11 playoffs.
Right.
With his I've forgotten what team it's called. The one that was up against the random goblin team that had to be chosen. He had a pretty good record for that as well.
I mean, again, another good record. No frills, a nice strength 4 goal. I always think strength 4 goals on an undead team are fantastic. I bet it's would you be cursing that you took wrestle before you got strength, or would you be quite happy to having a wrestle goal with strength 4? Or would you wish you'd have?
Yeah, no, I'd actually be okay with it because I kind of hope that the next skill I get is jump up, and then I'm just getting up off where I am, matching the movement, and if I need to, blitzing things out of the way.
Yeah. It's like say he may if he don't get jump up, he could always go for stuff like strip ball tackle, make him into a proper ball sacker. Could be useful. But I've seen a lot of on ghoul strength 4s and they're a pain in the backside. Especially if they've got blodge, sidestep, strength 4, diving tackle, freaking nightmare. Like I said, very, very solid team. Stand firm on his 2 mummies with guard. One's got block already. Jump up on his white. What's good? That's always useful on one of your killers because obviously, whites on an undead team play a different role in my opinion to the necro. Necro, the more of a support sort of thing. Whites, where obviously on the undead, they're definitely the designated killers. So, that's good. He's got a goal. Interesting, he's got short hands on a goal. He gives it sidestep, what's fine, but then gave it that diving tackle. It's not terrible, because that's how I would build them. But, if he's your ball handler, do you want him in base contact getting hit? I don't know. I think I wouldn't have gone diving tackle. I think I'd have gone something else. I would have built the rest of them with that maybe. Or maybe he's thought, you know what, now I've got this strength 4 piece, the other guy can be, done for something different. I don't know. But that's the only thing.
I think it's so that I think it's so that he can be an offensive and a defensive player. He's not just looking to run forward. He's also thinking about, well, what do I do when I don't have the ball? Yeah. So I think it's a good choice to mix it up and make sure your players can be versatile in both.
I tell you what I like about this guy. He beat Rambo's Ratman 2-1. He beat the Howlers as well 2-1. So there's two.
Nice.
That's in his last 3 games. He's beat 2 big coaches. I don't know how easy he beat them, but obviously a win's a win. Let's see if I can find. He lost. His loss was actually to Drick's Wood Elves 2-1. So there is no shame there, is there? Absolutely no shame that the only person to actually beat him was Drick and his Wood Elves. So I think that proves that you have to be a bloody good player to beat this guy with normal dice. So we got 2 big powerhouse undead teams. Could you see an undead team winning this season's championship?
For season 11?
12, whatever it is.
12? Yeah, I mean, undead are always a pain in the butt when they get to a decent TV level, and they are so super smashy. I've come up against, I think, 2 seasons of different undead teams that have retired teams that I had a pretty good streak with, and they've just killed everything. Like the casualty rate is ridiculous. I think if you go over to his history of a game and you look at, or just in one individual player, and look at how many casualties inflicted, I bet it's really high. So
let's have a look at his white. See what's
I think exactly. I think they are just disgusting killers.
Yeah, 142 blocks, 44 injuries, 15 casualties, 3 kills. That's just his white. So not bad, not bad. But yeah, I mean, people say he's Von Fabel is this guy, so he's not Irish rounder. And they said he's Von Fabel and he's a very good player. So he's an American.
I've definitely seen his name in the top 20 over the last couple of seasons. He's always there.
Yeah, Tizzle Bizzle said Najean's beat the crap out of my humans as well. So yeah, he's obviously a good player, and it'd be interesting to see how he does. But it's good though, isn't it, to see undead instead of chaos and your normal things like Chorfs, chaos, or the normal builds, something a bit more different.
Yeah, I think the hardest part is people just aren't practicing for it, because like after the last 2 seasons, my team builds have all been based on what happens when I run into dwarves and chaos again, and I've been thinking about that more than the other races. So obviously when people decide this season we're going to focus on orcs or we're going to focus on undead, it just throws off the whole season game plan from the beginning.
Absolutely.
Rambo is here.
I'm just trying to see if there's any. I mean, obviously we'll be going on to discussion soon. I'll just see if there's any decent games we can put on while we talk. But I don't recognise any of these games in Sea Ladder at all. What's unfortunate.
No, it looks pretty dry.
It does, doesn't it? Oi, people in chat, get playing some games. Rambo, get yourself on there. Get yourself playing so we can watch you play. But yeah, I mean, like I said, obviously, the big news today was Drick went crashing out the playoffs. To dwarfs of all things.
Yes.
So it's always. I think it was Blade who beat him, so it wasn't that much of a shock. I mean, bloody hell, Blades is a bloody good coach, but obviously, I think it's just like Drick, just the high standard he has, and obviously he's the next champion as well. Like people's like, I can't believe he's gone again. But this is a cruel thing about Blood Bowl. I went out first round. To be honest, Underworld I expect to go out eventually, but again. Things just didn't go right for me, and I was like, "Oh, for God's sake, man!" But that's just Blood Bowl. And then when I see,
I know exactly how you feel.
I mean, you as well. You tried everything in your game, and I was like feeling sorry for you. And this is just it. And this is why I always say you've got to have. I don't care. People say, "Oh yeah, you got lucky." You know what? I don't mind having. I would want some luck. I don't care if I get through by using luck. I need some, because some of us coaches do need luck. I'm humble enough to say I'm not a Drick in any way or form, or an Arzawin. I'm not that good. I believe I'm a competent coach. So if Niffle wants to give some luck, I'll take it. I will gladly take it. Because like I said, and sometimes it makes you feel good, doesn't it? Oh yeah, finally I got some luck. Yeah, it makes you think a bit more positive.
When you nail the YOLO plays and you literally are just like, well, I'm losing anyway, I might as well go for it. Yeah. And it comes through, you're just like, this was just amazing. Yeah. And it just changes your whole aspect to how the game is for the rest of it. Yeah. Like in my playoff match, I was like, I knew I was getting hammered in the first half, and I was getting a little bit nuffled with all the bloodlusting and stuff. And it's just like, But then I was like, I took this team. I know this is going to happen. I just have to deal with it. And then I know I'm going to have to concede a goal in the first half. I'll try and make it back in the second half. And then unfortunately, it just it didn't happen. And there was a couple of plays like once I went back and reviewed it, I started looking at what I did wrong. And there was a couple of plays where I was like, I could have done that better. And obviously, like we said earlier, it's how you learn and get better.
It is. It is. Sometimes it is hard to look back, isn't it, at your defeats because they hurt like hell. But you know what? If it makes
the way
you
I see it is obviously
like you say, if you sorry, if you go back and you've said already, you thought, bloody hell, there's a few things I did wrong there, and you'll be a better player for that. And I was talking, I think it was on the Nuffle Shuffle show, where there's a few coaches, or you might have been in one of my playoff streams, and I was like, you know what, this guy wasn't very good. No, I can't be brutal like that. But now he's really good. He's actually done a lot of homework on his game, and he's played the game a lot more, and now all of a sudden, he can beat anybody. And it's great to see coaches like that who've started off at humble beginnings, who've just learning the game, and then they go up on a rise, and then they make the playoffs, and then they go from there. I mean, like I said, I think you touched this in your stream, that, all right, you got beat, but hey, you made the playoffs. That is a great achievement in itself. And, it is hard to bloody make playoffs. That means you've been the best vampire coach in this season. And I always say to people, take a lot of credit to that. And it's an improvement. It's a stepping stone. Next time round, let's even go further. But like you said, when you play teams like I did with Underworld, or you did with Vampires, you know their limitations. You got to take the rough with the smooth, and you just hope you get lucky. And if it's not to be, it's not to be. And I thought you did really well, and you were just a bit unlucky in the end, I thought.
Yeah, I felt like I played it good. I mean, I played in the Blood of the Noobs season with Vampires, like maybe a month before that, and I won 1 out of 8 games. Right. And that learning curve helped me focus better on the CCL league. Yeah. Because I was like, right, this is what I did wrong with the team and the team building, And now since that playoff, I know now what I can do to maybe play more aggressively and more competitively for the next time. So it's only going to be a progression. It's more about finding the race that fits your play style as well. Because if you're the player who throws a block before he'll move people into the positions they need to be to, then you need something that can handle rolling bad dice and not causing a turnover. So teams with skills like dwarves or undead or something where you've got block on your key players that you want to smash people with, and then it doesn't matter if you make so many mistakes because that team's better suited to your play style. It's kind of like that. You wouldn't do that with a high elf team or a wood elf team and just start throwing punches in before you move players because it just wouldn't fit your play style. And then you just get upset because you've got no rerolls.
I mean, it's interesting because, like I say, we've got an admins challenge on the PS4. The PS4 admins have decided to do a vampire challenge, play 20 games. I only played 2 so far, and I tell you what, my head was hurting. It was hurting. I had to think of so much stuff, and I have enormous amount of respect for any vampire coach because I was having almost a nervous breakdown. I mean, I can play 2 minutes, no problem. I've always been quite proud of saying that. But with vampires, I was like, God, I wish I had about 4 or 5 minutes. I really do, because it's just, oh my God. I'm like, well, I've got to do this here. He's got to be there. What if that goes wrong? If I get bloodlust, I've got to do this, And even when I want to bloody score, I've got to have a bloody thrall in the end zone just in case it goes bloodlust. I'm like, oh my God, there's so much hard work. You know, and then you've got your armor 7 thralls, and they always get busted, and you injure your own players, and you knock them out, and I was like, oh my God, this is an absolute nightmare. And, I get traumatized by them. So,
I think my next team build, is the one I'm focusing on, is to completely change my approach. My approach before was kind of have the thralls defend the vampires, but make sure you don't sacrifice thralls needlessly, because you do need to knock them out yourself. But now my approach, I think, is don't use the thralls for anything but ball carrying, and let the vampires do all the work. Leave a couple there to be sacrificed, but just have a frontage of vampires, and then the couple of thralls, treat them like ghouls. Keep them at the back, keep them defended, and see who wants to take on 6 vampires.
That is really smart. You know what? I've never thought of that. I've always thought the vampires had to the ball, but you know what? You are absolutely spot on there, because you don't have to worry about bloodlust. You don't have to worry about anything, and that means that's another Armour 7 guy who will be protected. That is a really smart. I might have to pinch that for my my competition against the.
I think that exactly. This is pretty much my drive. I've only played 2 games with this new vampire team.
Yeah.
But like I say, I've been working a lot, so this next few days I'm really going to drive some game practice in and see how it works and get the right skills. I actually almost think that thick skulls are okay for thralls as well.
I can see that.
You bite them so often, you really don't want to keep knocking them out.
Yeah, that is a good point. It's not the worst.
I'm going to try some new things.
Yeah, and that's great. I love hearing stuff like that because at the end of the day, we all think about it's all about winning, but you need to see these funky teams. I mean, you was talking about obviously your bull center having diving catch. I love seeing teams like that. It's like people are like,
I think
just
it's the most genius idea I've ever had.
Yeah.
I have had more fun with this Chorf team than the last 4 seasons with all the other races. And I never played Chorfs before this season. I've literally played 4 or 5 games now.
Yeah.
And diving catch has come home to score the winning touchdown in 2 of the 5 games.
Wow.
So it's just like when you've got a ball centaur that can catch the ball on a 3+. It's like, why would you not do that? And then your other ball centaurs causing people to surf with the ball in their hands. And then potentially the crowd could throw it to the other ball centaur with diving catch, and it doesn't have to land in your square; it just has to land near you, and you might catch it to score another touchdown. It's just too much fun to not do it. And because now that I've beaten 2 big teams with them, I'm just like I'm good with it. I'm happy that I took this combo. I'll have one ball centaur to run around defensively and smash things up, and I'll have the other one to just mosey around and then occasionally catch a ball out of nowhere and run away.
Absolutely, I think it's fantastic, and it's a full credit, and that's why I say a lot of people should watch your streams because stuff like that is just fantastic. Just to let a few people know, we have been really spoiled. We've got Rambo's Ratmen, Rambo against my main rival Crow Magnus, who 10-16 fouled my lovable. Oh bloody hell! Hang on, what the hell? There you go. That's Rambo lover. I'll just fireball him. I can't believe you just done that, Rambo. There might be some PC players watching. Don't do that. I'll get in stick. But yeah, basically,
because
Rambo.
they berate straight away.
Yeah.
PC players just let themselves be named straight away.
Yeah, I know. That's a good foul appearance. So yeah, you've got to win this guy, Rambo. This guy 10-16 fouled one of my beloved Skaven. Get the name and shame in now. Hi Drake, how you doing, buddy? Just quickly, Duran's laying down the marker. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the ex-Burn players for being the fodder for our PS4 heroes to make our teams better to beat those PC Master Race scum in the tourney. Thank you very much. So obviously that's got a bit of a rise from the Xbox lot. Yeah, we'll talk about that shortly, about the tournament. What's interesting because I laid down the challenge. I mean, we'll talk about it now while this game's going on. I laid down the challenge. I don't know how much you know about this, Big D. Is that I said, right, PC, you basically are the master race. You're the best. So instead of talking about it, prove it. And obviously, the Xbox community, they seem like they want to do it. They're ready to play. The PS4 guys, we're already there. We've already got a team. We're ready to rock and roll. But for some bizarre reason, the PC lot are like, well, I don't know if I want to play, So it speaks volumes to me that obviously the PC guys, the ones who are supposed to be the great, are the ones running scared from it. But I think personally they're missing the point here. Banter aside, it would be good banter. But, people have been saying about the one cross-platform. So how about let's see how the different formats get on with each other, it's going to be on the PC, but let's see how the PS4 and the Xbox guys interact with the PC guys. Is there a big gulfing class, or actually are the consoles just as good as the PC? And we are still working on it. We do expect it to go through. We still expected it. We are in talks with a high profile PC streamer as well, so he may get on board. So I mean, do you think it's a good idea, or do you just think?
I think I don't like the fact that there's so much limitation to that. I'm an Xbox gamer, so I can only play against other Xbox gamers, and I think there was always talk about different games opening up to a multi-cross platform.
Yeah.
And I think it's just, why would you not? Like, you increase the community size, you increase the amount of games you're going to get to play, and and yes, it might become more of a challenge to always win, but it would also improve everything else. Like, you never have to like wait 15, 20 minutes, half an hour for a game, etc., etc. It's like, it should be on every game that all platforms can cross over with each other.
It'd be pretty awesome. Yeah, I mean, it'd be really hard to qualify. We know that. But like you said, I mean, today, I got one game in today, and I've been off all day, and nobody seemed to be spinning. I mean, look, I got one game in, and that was it. And, obviously on the PC, if I spin on the PC, I'd have got more games in. And as we know, SL Hunter was obviously a very good Xbox player, and obviously Xbox admin. He's gone over to the PC for that thing. He was saying, look, I love the Xbox, but after 3 weeks, I want to be able to find games pretty quickly, where the consoles seem to die down a lot more, don't they? So you can't blame
I think we are seeing more life, but I think like it's difficult, like, depending on what area you're in and the peak. I find Blood Bowl for Xbox tends to peak like at 9 p.m. GMT through to about 2 a.m. And I think it's the late night European players with the middle evening, afternoon American players, which creates the most games and the most coaches online at once. But from looking back at my Twitch statistics, 1 p.m. seems to be when I get my most views. Sorry, not 1 p.m. 1 a.m.
Yeah.
When I get my most views. So that shows probably that's the community that are out playing as well. But obviously that's not practical for most people.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, on the PS4, I know this is the Xbox. On the PS4, a lot of the better players are European, but it seems like it's more busy in like the American time zones, Canadian time zones, that sort of thing. And that's why I said, this is why trying to explain to Mrs. I can't believe you're playing till 2, 3 in the morning. But I say to her, look, Dad, sometimes I have to play that late because I can't get games otherwise, and I've got to play that thing.
Exactly.
But if we could play with the PC lot, then we wouldn't have that issue, would we? We'd be able to, we'd be able to do it. So I like I said, I just thought this was a good thing. I mean, I personally think the PC lads, not all of them, but some of them are probably a bit scared because they think, God, if a console team did beat them, they'd never hear the last of it. And I don't think it'd be like that. I just think it'd be great. Bring everyone together. If we could have got a few of the big name streamers on board as well, it'll just advertise everything what's great about Blood Bowl, and you get to meet new friends. And then obviously, if say for instance you're streaming a game, there'll be people. Oh yeah, you're playing. I don't know. Let's say Andy Davo, for instance, and you're playing him now. But then other people, and you're streaming your game as well. Then other people come into your chat and watch yours, and then you'll get more viewers and more, either subscribers or followers, and it's just win-win. And I think sometimes people have got to think, you know what? Let's leave the league. Let's leave the ego behind, and let's do what's great for the community. And that is basically, let's all have fun. We're all one happy family, and get on. So hopefully we'll have something.
Let
the
Blood
week
Bowl
or so.
do the talking, and keep it civil.
Absolutely. So all good. Right, what other discussions have I got here? Right. Is it still? Are we had any deaths or anything yet? I see he's left his.
No, it's just
runner off the
standard smacking.
Yeah. Come on, Rambo, kill his men. Don't let me down. Right, let's have a look.
I don't know. I think I've got Cro Magnus as the favourite in this one with the Nurgle versus Skaven.
What, against Rambo?
I think. Yeah, even against Rambo, Cro Magnus is really good. Like,
I know.
This is going to be a really sick match.
I mentioned him a couple of weeks back on the Blow in the Box, saying this is the guy to watch. He's a very good player. Ironically, he was like, I'm playing Elves this season, and he ended up being Nurgle. I think I said the same thing. So hey, let's have a look what we got then. Discussions. What can we have a look at? Right then. Help if I had the right one. Here we go. Right, superstitions. Are you superstitious, Big D? Are you superstitious?
I used to be like I play poker a lot. It's kind of like one of my incomes. And when I first started, it was so much superstition. Like, superstition was everywhere. And I think as a poker player, you are just a superstitious kind of person. But now I find that I'm less superstitious than I was, because I kind of just don't care as much about it.
Right.
I don't take it on board as like, oh, that happened to me because of karma, or because I did this and da 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 da. It's like, for me, it's just like it just happened. It's just, I look at it a little bit more mathematically now, and it's just like I look at the variance and the you know, it's supposed to happen. Like, what if you roll a dice and you're supposed to fail 1 in 6 times, then you just have to deal with knowing that you fail 1 in 6 times instead of just thinking, oh, I was supposed to pass that 5 out of 6 times. You know, just look at the other way of it. And poker teaches you that, so it's kind of like I take that into my gameplay as well.
Yeah.
You know, especially as it's kind of got the similar implied odds and statistics and stuff.
Yeah, it is awkward because, like I said, I'm not really that superstitious myself, but I do like it when it brings fluff into it. I mean, obviously, we had conversations, obviously, the top seed, and I think the communication's got a bit more mixed because obviously people say, oh yeah, I want to squash this curse on top seed on the Xbox, and it's like, well, actually, it isn't really a curse on the Xbox because I think it was Tomidus who won it as top seed, so it isn't really a curse. I think, and obviously Sylvester, he won his game and he was top seed, so he's doing okay as well. What the curse I have, or the curse I think on the Xbox is whoever plays Rambo first round. That is the curse because it doesn't matter who Rambo plays, you're going out. I don't think, has anyone ever knocked Rambo out first round? I don't think they have. I think it's always got past the first round. So I think if you're gonna have a superstitious curse on the Xbox, it's Rambo first round. That is a curse in itself. For me,
that's a challenge.
So. It is, yeah, of course it is. That's what they're there. They're there to be broken, literally. You know, the PS4's had this is what 11th season, and the top seed about 8 or 9 of them times has gone out first round, and the other times they've got through to the second round, and that's as good as they've got. So
it could just be overconfidence.
Yeah, it is. It might be. It's just that a lot of times, though, these top seeds, they're going out not because they're not very good or it's overconfident. It's because they get bad rolls, bad dice. So that's where the curse comes on. And like I said, some people are superstitious, some people aren't. I just think it's a lot of fun saying, "Oh, there could be a curse." Mutt's in chat saying, "Oh no, Rambo's in chat saying Mutt in my first playoff." So after his first playoff, he got knocked out. But since then, he's been found. So. We'll go by it, Rambo, because we ain't got nowhere else. You should have said no, nobody's ever done it. It'd have been a lot more exciting. Rambo, stop talking, kill his men. You're supposed to be doing me a bloody favour, yeah? Oh, I tell you, I'd say all these nice things about you, and you can't even beat my bloody rival, Nagel. You know, I'll forgive you if you kill some of his killers, like that beast of Nagel. He's nasty. Block. Get rid of him. But yeah, I mean, things like that. I mean, what else have we put down here? How about this one? There's a superstition of people's views that certain people are born lucky. They're always lucky. They get all the rolls. All the rolls.
Only if they're called Hunter. Yeah.
Do you think that's the case?
I don't think it's a curse. I think it's a blessing for them for sure. But you know, you do see some players, and you're just like, oh, how does he never fail these spots?
Yeah.
And it's just because you know you're looking at a very small, like frame of games. Like you're not looking over a bigger spectrum of what they've done. So it does feel like, oh my god, he's done it again, and that. But I'm sure like there's all the games that we never see that he's.
Yeah, and that's the point, isn't it? Yeah. Do you think?
You know, I have my nuffle periods, and then I have the opposite. So I love it. I love the opposites. When the opposites come swinging, and you get all that run good, and everything's going your way. There's no better feeling.
Oh, no.
But you just have to embrace it and know it's not going to.
Yeah, you're going to be on the receiving end. You are going to be on the receiving end. You know. Do you ever have like when you play people? I'm not about to say I don't know like a Drick who obviously you know you expect to lose to. But you've got people like who are roughly like your sort of skill level, like I have, and for whatever happens against everybody else, they try stupid stuff and it fails. But every time they play you, it always comes off. Do you ever have a coach like that, or someone who's your bogey?
Yes,
coach,
I think in the noob league, like I get it with Steve Humphrey, who's the president for it.
Yeah.
And we played in the first season, and it was kind of like even matched, and he won 3 and I won 3.
Yeah.
So we were like head and head, and then just out of nowhere, I just feel like he always beats me, just always peps me, and you know, and I kind of put him like I kind of feel like we're both on the same coaching level. Yeah. And it's just like and the last game we played, he beat me, And for me, I felt like I got luck boxing. I was like, how has he landed it without a reroll, without anything like this? And I was just like, how does he always pep me? And it's just, I'm just waiting for it to turn around. And I'm not going to go easy when it does. Like, I'm going to literally, like, I just wish you could get your players to teabag your opponent's players. Because I would just send all of them with teabag skills.
Yeah, I had the same thing on the PS4 with a lovely guy called Afro Chef. And he would just, I know he just wouldn't fail now. And then one time, I was beating him. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to win. And then our electric in the house, for some bizarre reason, the full streak just went off. And I was like, no, I was gonna beat him. And even when I was winning him, some act of God or something was like, nope, you're not gonna win him today. And the only time I actually ever stopped against him was when I actually eventually did beat him. And then as soon as I beat him the once, then all of a sudden I kept beating him again. It was like the curse had been broken. And like you said earlier, when there's these things like curses and stuff like that, it's a challenge, isn't it, to break it. And you find out usually when you break it, then it never becomes a curse again. And it is what it is. But Superstition's always going to be, I think, with games like this, I like it because it gives a bit more flesh to the story, or gives us something else to talk about. And nobody, it seems, likes to play Rambo first round. I think that's safe to say. Talk about
if I can make the playoffs, I don't care who I'm playing. I'm just happy to be in the playoffs. So, sign me up to whoever. I'm just happy to be there.
And that's it. That's the best way to be. I mean, I remember Gimlick, who's now a PS4 admin. He first time he got into the playoffs, he actually won it. And I think one of the reasons why he won it was because he was so happy to be there. There's no pressure. He never felt anything. He was just playing it for fun. Well, a lot of times, a lot more serious players, they're like, really, pent up, and if something goes wrong, that's it. We all start having a moan and stuff like that. Where someone like Gimlick, he just has clear thinking. Trippers is another one, very easy sort of guy, and he obviously won a championship as well. So maybe sometimes it's better to have this easy-go attitude, and I think Rambo's very similar to that as well. I don't think he's that serious as a player. So maybe
he's just saying that's his mentality.
Maybe we're all missing a thing here. Maybe playing for fun is the way to go win yourself a championship, because there's definitely plenty coaches what have won it play for fun, and you just know they do. So maybe that's it. Maybe anything,
for me, it's if you forget that it's a game and you are there to play it for fun, then you've already lost. Even if you're winning, you've lost the mental battle of it.
Yeah.
And if the game's going to stress you out, the last thing you want to do is make it worse for yourself by hating certain aspects of it. Just enjoy it, and it's just don't berate your opponent for getting lucky. Pat him on the back and smile when the next time you see him, and see if he gets lucky twice. But it's just you want players who get lucky to come back time and time again, because in the long run you're going to be the person who benefits.
Definitely. Now I don't know how much you saw of this. I don't know if you saw the Knuckle Shovel show or not. It was quite a lengthy one this week. But Calcium Cass, dead. Someone's dead. It's just a bloody lab rat.
It's just a line, man.
Come on.
Yeah, it's just a line,
we want proper death. Come on, mate. Call yourself a Nagel player. Kill
he's
something decent.
Just warming up. He's just cracking his knuckles. It's turn 3.
It's on turn 3. I'll tell you, I'm harsh. Obviously Calcium Cass. We all know Calcium Cass is. He came out on the Knuckle Shovel this week, and he apologised to the Xbox community. He apologised to Space Magic, saying he was out of line in his defeat to Glasshammer's Elves. He said he was really, he seemed genuine to me. He seemed genuine in that he felt a bit ashamed by it, a bit like, oh my god, a bit of a douche move what I did. Obviously, I've spoken to him off air quite a lot in the last couple of weeks since he's been back on the PS4, and he sort of understands that you can't keep doing what you're doing, and at the end of the day, it doesn't look good for our communities. I think the PS4 and the Xbox really, a bit like where obviously the PC think they're the master race. I think the consoles think they are the master race for communities. We get along so well, and we can't be having stuff like that happen. And there has been a big change on the PS4. will he go back to his old ways? We don't know. But, I think in life you've got to give people a second chance. He has said he's going to come back onto the Xbox. And, he's going to, he said to me, I've got to remember it's just a game. At the end of the day, it's not life or death. And people who are happy to see me lose, the reasons for that is because I'm playing a role. And I've tried to drill this into his head, saying, look, it's not personal. Even Space Magic, he's got it into his head that Space Magic absolutely has got something against him and hates him and all that. And it's he doesn't. He just doesn't. He hasn't got, Space Magic is one of the most likeable, placid people in the game. But if you talk smack to him, like anybody, they're going to give you it back. And, that is just the way it is. You play a bad guy in any walk of life, and even in wrestling, you walk down to the ring in wrestling and you're a bad guy, you're going to get stick from the crowd because you're a bad guy. And if you walk down to the wrestling ring as a good guy, more than likely you're going to get cheers. And this is what I say to him.
It just depends on where you want to go with it. So.
Yeah. If you don't want people to have a go at you or enjoy you losing, don't be a bad guy. Because if you're a normal Joe or someone like that, then people aren't going to be bothered. But if you want to be the box office you are, then this comes with the territory, isn't it? It's like, I don't know, an actor wanting all the money but doesn't want paparazzis taking photos of him. Well, I'm sorry, you're famous because of this. You don't want to be famous, go up the limelight. It's as simple as that. But my question to you, and maybe to the people in the stream, is was this a good thing? Are you happy that he's coming back to the Xbox? Or would you rather not be on the Xbox?
I've got nothing. I've spoke to him a couple of times on stream. He's watched me stream and he's made comments, and I've watched him stream, and we've had banter. And I think a lot of, because we have such a high American community, they don't always understand the way that English people jipe at each other, and they take it a lot more personally.
Yeah.
And this happened to one of my friends called Will. He went out to Vegas and he played a big American tournament thing. And the way he is in England, he's irritating for sure, but that's part of what he does to get his opponents to make mistakes. But in America, they saw it as him being verbally abusive. And I was just like, he's not being abusive. He's just, he talks a lot and he doesn't shut up, but that's because he wants you to make mistakes and, so that he can beat you at the game. And I find a lot of what Kaz says is just... It's just some of it's immature for sure, but it's not malicious. I don't think he ever means it in such a malicious way. If he's complaining about the game more than the actual opponent. He just focuses it at the opponent at the time. And then for me, it's just duck off the water's back. But I find other people take it to heart. And it's just if at the end of the day, if someone really gets on your tits, there's always a mute option. You can mute them. You don't have to listen to them. Is this if it's really that bad? So it's kind of you just have to. It's Marmite. It's just you either love it or hate it. And I think I don't mind it at all. If I don't like watching a certain stream because of the way they talk about things, then I just won't watch it. And it's the same if I have TFG Hero is another one to be named for it. And the first time I played him, I'd already heard the things. But I was just I don't care, I'm just going to play the game. And I beat him, and he was playing an ogre team. And I beat him convincingly with whatever team I had. I think it was Amazons. And instantly he sent me a salty message, instantaneously. And I was just hashtag play better. And he blew up. He went crazy about it. No, don't send me something if you don't want me to reply.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And it's kind of those little spots. And I'm just I'm not trying to be malicious. I'm just saying it from my point of view. And just don't take stuff to heart. It's just a game. If someone's really, really trying to be abusive towards you, then just mute them, block them, or whatever. And then you'll play them, but you never have to listen to them ever again.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? I mean, that's it. I mean, if you don't like someone who bitches about you on stream, don't listen to the stream.
Exactly.
I mean, we've always said, I don't know about the Xbox admins, but PS4 admins, we're very simple in that if he's griefing and he's basically private messenger all the time about Blood Bowl or just being really bad, then we'll step in. But I think with Cass, he said everyone doesn't like to lose, but he really hates losing, and sometimes you know, if that dice are bad, he doesn't handle it as well as a lot of others, so his raw emotion comes out, and then it doesn't take much for someone just to twist it, because they know they know how cast works, and they want him to explode, so they'll say something to you know, like a red rag to a bull, and that's it. And then, but it's box office because everybody wants to see it. But at the same time, you've got the other people going, "Oh my God, this guy! What's he doing? He's making us look bad," or you know. And sometimes he does upset people, you know. And it's like, well, you know, my opinion to that is, I've said this to people before, and they're like, "Well, I don't care if we upset them. Who cares? They should grow a thicker skin." So I was like, "Right, you've got a daughter, haven't you? Yeah. Well, what if a boy upset her? I'd smash his teeth in. Why? You've just said they should grow a thicker skin." Well, you know, well, you can't. You know, everybody is different. Everybody's got their own different personalities. Some people, especially English, we just banter like I don't know what. But there is other cultures what don't do stuff like that. They're all about respect and being nice and civil to people. What is not a bad thing. And you know, we've got one on the PS4 called Sergel, great player, big fan of his, and he was appalled by what was going on in Illumidai, what was just basically banter to the rest of us, and there's nothing being bad, but he was like, it's toxic, I don't like it. And you know, that's, you know, this is the awkward thing you have. You know, you've got to be careful in what you say, you know, if you know, but like you said, if you don't like them, best thing just to ignore them and just, you know, do what you do. But with Cass, it's good that he came out with it, because like I said, nobody forced him. Nobody turned around to Cass and said, you must do an apology. No one did. He just said, right, I'm on your show this week, Arbor. And I said, yeah. I said, right, I want to get this sorted with the Xbox community. I know I was in the wrong. It came across bad. Anybody like Nethos watched that, they would have been appalled by it, and I think the Xbox community deserve an apology in Space. Even though I don't like Space, and me and Space don't get on, you know, at the end of the day, I should not have said what I did, and I thought, you know what, that's full respect. It's not easy coming onto any sort of stream or whatever, and sincerely, and he was sincerely, you know, saying what he did, and yeah, Utagorn has gone down. Is he dead?
Oh, double one and an injury.
Oh no!
So in the way, the apothecary had to come out.
I think that was a niggle as well, I think, if you'd think it.
That was a niggle, yeah.
So, full respect to him. So he's back Tuesday, Wednesday next week on the Xbox. Nice. So that you've all been
my
warned.
2 days off this week. Sweet.
So,
I look forward to it. Like.
So I don't think no one in chat's really bothered about it, because no one's actually said anything about Callum Cast. So we will move on. What else do we have? I'd say what's been interesting. I've had a few people talk to me, mainly on the PS4, not really the Xbox, but I thought I'd get the Xbox's view on this. People said, Bernie, why don't you roll Knuffle Shuffle, Blood of the Box into one show? It would surely it'd be a lot easier for yourself. It might be a lot better. You know, why don't you do that?
Could be a super long stream though.
Yeah, well, I think what they're saying is basically fit it into like 2 hours, maximum. What seems to be how we run through, and just do things. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to do this, but they're saying, you know, obviously we're trying to get guests on and all that sort of stuff. I heard other people saying, how about do it like a few talk shows do it, where you'd have maybe a couple of 2-3 guests on a week or something. You'd just have a like you know, just mates talking about stuff about what's happening in the Blood Bowl. Or you could have someone like, you know, this Stato guy, whoever he is, you know, he could come on and have his own segment, or somebody else, you know, another stat dude or whatever. And
yeah, he might not talk there. He could literally be like our Stig, and he might just be showing up with these stats. But you're never going to hear a word from him otherwise. Yeah,
people were saying, would that be any easier? I don't know, because you know, some people love watching Xbox Blow on the Box, but they won't watch the Knuffle Shuffle, and vice versa, even though they're both basically the same sort of show. But I mean, obviously people in the chat want to comment on that. I don't really know. I think if I had a decent PC and I could run off the PC, then I probably would. But I don't know. Would it be better? I'm not really sure.
I
don't know.
I think you just have to play test it and just see which gets the results. Like,
and
it's never bad adding content. It's never bad.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we could always, you know, it's something I'm more than happy to do. Obviously, the PS4 and the Xbox are separate shows. I don't have a problem with that. Would it be easier if I did it as a one show? Absolutely. Would it be great to have like certain announcers on almost every sort of show, and then have guest announcers on top? Probably. I could probably get certain coaches to come in each week? Could we have different segments and have a more of a consistent segment sort of show? We could do. I don't know. But I just thought I'd put it out there for anybody listening, what they think. Do you think it'd be better to go to the one show, or should we just keep it as it is? Let me know, and we'll see what happens down that route. One thing what I have been taught, but so semi-younger children, my children are 15, 13, they've been on about, why don't you go and stream live on YouTube? Because all my YouTube channel stuff, it's all on there. YouTube apparently is bigger. I don't know if that's true or not. It's bigger than Twitch. Why don't you go on YouTube? Do you stream on YouTube? Or are you just...
No, I don't. Like I say, I've only been streaming for a short period of time, about 4 months now. And it's, for me, YouTube, it connects. Well, once I have my full setup, which will be in like a couple of months' time, and then it's going to be automatic that it streams to everything at the same time. And it's just having the right setup if you're going to do it like that. I don't really think it matters what platform people want to follow you on. I like the fact that I meet people on Twitch and I get to talk to people, and it'll be the same on YouTube. Even if YouTube gets a lot more, I think you just have to clean up more trolls and stuff. But I don't think it's going to make a massive difference. I don't see how clicking onto YouTube's any easier than clicking onto Twitch. Like, it's the same for me. It's just too...
Yeah, I don't know, because obviously I've been on a YouTube channel where all my rosters, all my player things are, and I think, like my son and various other things, but you know what? A lot of people watch your Twitch show, but they don't know you've got a YouTube channel, and they don't know you've got all this sort of stuff, and obviously, and YouTube apparently is the same as Twitch, so you can stream on YouTube, and then it's just a lot easier. I mean, I am terrible techie. I am so old now. Techie to me is like, I just don't do it. If my children can't do it, I don't want to know about it. I like clicking buttons like on Twitch, go click, click, oh look, I'm live, I can talk, yay, that's all I have to do. And then for someone to say to me, oh well, this is easy, just do this, I'm like, yeah, maybe for you it is. When you're 41 like I am, I don't know. Duran said Bernie would have to talk less, it will never work as a one show. Yeah, you're probably right, but I embrace it. I do talk crap. I remember Serious Jest, who was obviously, he is the Mr. Nice Guy in the PS4, and me and him before shows, he'd be like, right Bernie, right, I want this show to last an hour maximum, or 40 minutes per preview show, or we'll be here all night. And we'd have this conversation between me and him, and without good intentions, we'd try and have it to 40 minutes, but then you'd come and now we've just finished an hour and a half later. So I'm not the only one, but I don't know. I think it's my passionate. I do waffle on. I know that. I don't think I could stop doing that even if my life depended on it. It's just who I am, I'm afraid. But if I waffle,
it's just the way you're programmed. Yeah.
And I've said to people, I'm not a professional streamer. I'm not one of these guys with all the mod stuff and all that. I'd love to be. I'd love to be. I'd love to have all these, I don't know, what is it, green screens behind you and all these cameras, and not that you don't want to see me, but have all this stuff and have like all these lovely, ladies with big chests and all that, and going round and stuff like that. But I'd still waffle on regardless. But unfortunately, I just don't. I'm not very techie. I really am. I wish I was. And I always blame my children to say, you're 15, you're 13, you should be able to do it for me. And they're like, oh no, I've got my own stuff to do. And it's like, yeah, thanks for that. Don't look after me, will you? It's all right.
I literally picked it up from YouTube, and I literally just YouTube typed in, how do I do this? And I literally taught myself for about 12 hours in 2 days of how to set up an OBS system and how to stream this and that and get all the content I wanted. And then I just practiced, and it was and that's pretty much all I've been doing. Like right now, I'm limited to just doing it through the Xbox Connect. Right. But it's not the end of the world. It works, and Twitch is automatically synced into my Xbox. Yes. And even though I feel it causes more disconnects in my Blood Bowl game, because I find there's something quirky to do with the Twitch. When I stream, I get more disconnects than when I don't stream.
Strange. Yeah, that's
it just like the game just crashes on me for some reason, and I even notice it in the TV first, because the TV starts like glitching out a bit, and then all of a sudden the whole Xbox would just freeze. Yeah, I think it might be something to do with the fact that Xbox doesn't really cope very well with it. But like I say, I'll be doing it from a laptop soon, and it'll be much easier as long as my internet doesn't crash. Then I'll be fine then.
Yeah.
I know that 3 a.m.'s my reset time for 2 minutes. So as long as I'm not playing a game in that window, I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know, I'd love to be techie. I love to be techie, and like, you know, if anybody wants to help me out there, by all means, please do. Because I would love to be able to get a bit more professional and have all these really cool stuff like Andy Davrov and all that sort of stuff. But I look at it and I've been on YouTube and I watch this stuff and it's like, my head just explodes. And it's like, oh, hey, do this. So it's like, whoa, slow down. What the hell's an OBS? Yeah. What the hell's that? Oh my God.
It's just pause and play. Like I had to watch the same videos like 3 or 4 times to get all the understanding. Because when they do the techie bit, I was literally like, I don't know what he's talking about. So I'm trying to follow him step by step through the process. And it took me ages to figure out where I was going wrong. Like ages of just trial and error.
Yeah.
But I think like it's not too bad. Once you've nailed the principal sides of it, everything else just falls into place. Like, obviously I've got streamer friends who've been doing it longer than me.
Yeah.
And they kind of help me out with like, I'll do this and try that and, you know, see how you find it. And so I can always go and pick their brains if I really want to step up to the next level.
I need to do so. I mean, I obviously, my PC, bless it, it does its job, but it's the fans just, I don't know what it is, but when I try and stream on the PC, there's like a noise what it emanates. So when I'm on my stream, when I tested on the PC, there was like a humming noise or something crazy, and people's like, "Oh my God, what is that noise?" So I can't actually stream on the PC. What's unfortunate, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I've talked to people and people's like, "Oh yeah, Benny, you could do this if you did the one show. You could have like, I don't know, say Big D Burrows. He would be your Xbox specialist, and you could have Teddy Tom. He'd be a PS4 specialist. So you know, you'd go to D&D, you'd be able to take all the news on the Xbox, and Teddy vice versa the PS4. It'd just be awesome." But it's like, yeah, it would be great.
I think that's a good idea. You could be like, it'd be like Anchorman.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Anchorman, how cool would that be? Yeah. You know, we could all have our own funky names or whatever. We could really do it, so it's a real fun show. But as I said to people, look, if you want me to do stuff like that, I will do it. But I am not techie. Someone would have to come on board and be a techie guy and tell me, you know, you know, one of them books for dummies. They'd have to put me through, and you know, I've got PS4 camera, I've got everything. We could go full everything on it, or PC or whatever. But the only thing what's stopping me really is my brain. It's just not techie at all. But that's something, you know, we could certainly look at. Because like I say, my audience is the consoles. I like the consoles. I've got nothing against the PC. Like if they want to listen in or whatever, brilliant. But obviously my allegiance is to the console players. So I just didn't want to lose that sort of thing. But I think, you know, there's certainly something there we could do. But unfortunately, I would need help. So, you know, that is a shout out to anybody who wants to help me get the show onto the next level. So there we go. Right, what else do we have? I think we've got some questions to go through. So I hope you're ready for these lovely Ask Bernie questions. Because obviously, I ask you, you answer them before me. It's all good. Now then, where are they? Let's have a look. Here we go. Right then. What makes a good coach? Nice easy one for you.
Personality. Yeah, personality. All the time personality.
Yep.
It literally doesn't matter about coach skill. If you can have someone on you know, on the chat via whatever the voice overs or whatever, then, you know, for me, yeah, personality all the way. That makes the game, and I'll have a good time regardless win, lose or draw.
Yeah.
And I'll go back for games like that time and time again, more than the ones who take it overly seriously. So I agree with that. I mean, obviously, what makes a good coach? If he was asking to win stuff, then obviously, you know, positioning is key. Handling pressure, handling bad rolls, them sort of stuff. But obviously, Big D said the best thing, you know, being fun. Because at the end of the day, if you have a good time, then people will want to play you again. If you're a complete, you know, nasty pasty, then you'll put people off the game, and that is going to be, doesn't help the community one bit. So, but yeah, I think being good, like Rambo, I think Rambo is the ideal sort of guy. You know,
he's won the championship. He's very humble about it. He's always got a smile on his face, so that's the impression I get. He does crazy stuff, and when I've ever played him, it's always been a good laugh. Oh, there's goes his kicker. Yeah. So yeah. But if you're on about winning stuff, I think you be lucky, get all the roles. That's always good. But positioning, I think, is the key.
I think if you're talking in terms of like coaching, as in what makes you a good coach, as a competitive player, then I think defense is key to this game. If you can play good defense, then you can take advantage of the easy offense chances you get later on.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I think most of the new players I play, especially on the Noobs League, is they don't have any defense. They just keep pushing their players forward, and they never think, what happens if I lose the ball? What do I do after that? And I think that's everyone's beginner's fault. I did the same. I was like, I'm just going to hit stuff and I'll worry about the ball afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, that was my mentality. I just want to see stuff die. I want to see my opponent's team crushed to a bony pulp. And if they win 2-0, it's fine. I killed three guys. So.
Yeah.
But now it's more like, now I actually want to make the playoffs. So
yeah. Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, you've got to put in the hard yards, don't you? You've got to learn the game first. It's a game easy to play, hard to master. I always think a bit like chess. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this is like I said earlier in the show. I love seeing these guys who start just learning and have become better and better, and now they're a decent player who can beat anybody. You know, like for skill wise, not just dice, because anyone can get diced. But you know, people. I always think when I play a good player, and if I beat them by positional or you know things like that, I really get happy about it. I mean that's what I like when I beat Sergel, who I'm a big fan of. I beat his undefeated Lizards with else of all things. I was like buzzing because it was like, oh my god, you know, I beat a great player, and you know that's always good. I think you know. I like seeing people who've started from the bottom and worked their way up, and like I said, Rambo's another one. You know, he's got better and better and better, and he's just nobody wants to play him now. Not in the playoffs anyway. You know, if they want to win it. So yeah, that's what makes a good coach. Now here's one we've sort of gone on about, but who is Stato? So this guy, for anyone who's been living under a rock or isn't an Xbox player or isn't on the Facebook page or anything like that, this little goblin freak, came out of the woodwork, I don't know why, and started saying stuff in Orc about stats and stuff like that. And we don't know who he is. I think Ben Winterburn has basically accused everybody on the Xbox of being Stato, so he will claim he knew all along if it's ever unveiled of who it was. So, you know, that's one way of doing it, I suppose, spraying it. But who is it? Come on. You must know. You're in the know on the Xbox. Who's this Stato guy? You must have an inkling.
To be honest, I think it has. For me, it's still. I feel like it has to be one of the admins who's just been like, who obviously doesn't always come on and do stuff, and has just thought, you know what, let's add a bit of content to the Facebook page, and let's throw these things in randomly. Yeah. It's definitely, for me, it's someone who's based around the guys in charge of organising everything.
So when you say admins, are you implying the Xbox admins, or are you implying the PS4 admins as well, or?
Well, I'm assuming I've only seen it on the Xbox chat page because I'm only on that one. So I don't know if he's propping up everywhere and making these little things on other people's community pages. Yeah. But if he is, then that's a bigger question. Who's got the time of day to spend going around Xbox, PlayStation and PC adding stats for players in their community groups?
Yeah, I mean...
In which case...
Go on.
In which case we just eliminate it down to people who play on all the platforms.
No, don't start saying that, because that basically points to me. I'm one of the few who does.
It could be.
It's not me. It's not
your
me.
alter ego.
It's not though. I mean, Space was like, oh yeah, he murders English language. It's got to be Bernie, and it's not. I mean, I do murder the English language. That's true, but honestly, it's not me at all. It's some thief in midlife crisis. It's not me though. It really isn't. I just don't have the. I mean, at the moment, I'm so thinking in tab, and anyone knows me knows I can't stand stats. I just. It's a bit like, you know, when I said to you about Techie with all this Modric site and all this stuff. If I need something for Modric, and I don't know if Mercy's in the chat, I say, Mercy, How many concedes am I on? Oh, Mercy, who's got this? I don't understand it. So I can honestly say, you know, it isn't me. I'd love to know who it is, though, so then obviously I don't get blamed. But people who are like, "Oh, it's definitely Bernie," you're going to be disappointed. It's not me. Gimli said it's not me.
Yeah, people you would have to say that if it was you, wouldn't you?
Well, I suppose I would. I suppose. Well, no, I suppose so. I tell you what, I'd love him on the show. I'd love him on this show because I think I could do stuff with him. But like you said, he might not even bloody speak, so that'd be no good. But it might be done. Yeah, I tell you what, Gimlick. I mean, you know who I thought. I tell you, I've been in discussion with a lot of people because they're like, "Hey, Bernie, is it you? I won't tell anybody." And it's like, "Yeah, blame Bernie." Yeah. I'm like, no, it's not me. But I tell you one person, they've all been saying they think it is. Commander Slacker, now he was one of them a lot of people have jumped on the bandwagon after what Ben said. But the one before that, what people thought it was actually Space Magic. They was like, oh yeah, he's going to stitch Bernie up and come up with this. And I'm like, I don't think it's something Space Magic would do. But they was like, oh yeah, but this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And I was like, well, okay, maybe. It might be Space Magic. Yeah, it might be. I don't think it's him. Not with the conversations I've had with him. I don't think he cares enough for stuff like that. I don't think he likes the roleplay aspects of it. But it was funny that his name came up. There's a guy on the PS4 in the MML does a very similar thing, basically, and he's a bit like tongue-in-cheek and stuff like that. So I was wondering, I wonder if he's like, you know, gone onto the Hornet, I think his name was. So Space Magic, I think that saying I think he's actually denying being the guy, maybe. With that English language isn't very good. Slander.
Slander.
Slander. Hey, it's Bernie. He brought the English language. It's got to be him. And then it's like a bit like Cass, isn't he? He's allowed to say it to us, but when we say something back, it's slander. Yeah. Cass, Space Magic. He is actually Calcium Cass is his alter ego. There's some slander for you.
That would be an interesting dynamic.
Hey, maybe that's it. Maybe that's what it is. Space Magic and Cass are the same person. That would be interesting because it's both in the same thing, aren't they?
I think based on the read, obviously I don't know if it's over different community pages, but it's definitely someone who's got like really into this hobby. Like, so it could be like someone who's been a previous Games Workshop member of staff and now plays this. Because they've got like their way that they phrase things is very, very much like all the gobbo talk that the guys up at head office in Games Workshop do.
Absolutely. And
so
I think that's why
could be someone.
Yeah, I mean that's why I thought some people thought it was me because obviously stuff like that. Because obviously I did work for Games Workshop.
I don't know too many people I don't know too many people who actually are part of Games Workshop that actually play this. Like, I haven't met any. I tend to meet people outside.
Wraithlord's a manager, isn't he? Wraithlord's a manager of Games Workshop.
Okay.
And he's in there.
So
I tell you what, Space, just beat you to it, buddy. I tell you what's interesting, right? Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, and if Tizzlebizzle's in chat, he'll be able to tell us, but obviously I'm sure you'll know as well, Big D, is when I wanted to be in this group, I had to get accepted into this group. So I'm right in saying that Tizzlebizzle would have had to have accepted this guy into the group. This Stato guy.
Yeah, if I recall. Yeah, I think, you ask for an invitation and someone gives you the thumbs up.
Because people are saying it could be, you're saying it's going to be an admin. Could be an admin. He is an admin. He's also the admin of the Facebook page. This guy from nowhere just came into this Facebook group. He'd have had to get access by Tizzle to get into the group to be able to obviously write in it. So, maybe we should point the action to Tizzle, maybe. Tizzle's come out and denied it. But as you said, of course he's going to deny it. He wouldn't say, yeah, it's me, would he? The other guy, Cell Commander, he's another one people said, oh, yeah, that Cell Commander, it's something he would do. So it's like, I feel like I'm Ben. I feel like I'm going through everybody. It's like Agatha Christie. It should be an Agatha Christie model. Maybe we end up killing Stato. That'd be quite good. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I definitely think it's someone who's involved in putting things together. Like whoever's in charge of the community page, it's definitely got to be one of those guys because it's kind of like it's helping add content to the page. So it's unless they just got lucky and some guy was just like, you know what, I'm just going to make a fake profile and come into this group and just start adding content for them.
Yeah. So do you think then Tizzlebizzle either is the guy? Or he has inside knowledge to who the guy is.
Yeah, I think if Tizzle's one of the main dudes for the group, then
yeah,
I think all of them
page,
are
isn't
know.
it? Isn't
one
it
of them has to know. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Tizzle Pizzle's page.
So one of them has to know.
I
just keep grilling them until the
break. Until the break. Yeah,
so,
I mean,
yeah, basically. Yeah.
I mean, I would live him on the show, but I'll tell you this: if Stato is actually listen to this, and if he isn't, why not? I will quite happily have you on the show and not tell anybody who you are. Or you can just come on the show and I probably won't even know who you are anyway. But you have to speak.
Yeah.
So, if you've been on the show before, you'll probably say no, but anybody else, by all means, come on, we can keep a secret.
Wow.
And I think it'd be good.
There was a time when no one knew who you were.
No. Well, actually, Cell Commander knew who I was. I actually confided in Cell Commander, but that and he kept a secret. But obviously, in the end, you've got to come out and tell everybody. But if Stato wants to keep a secret, I can quite happily do that for him. But I think he would be a good aspect to the show, even if he just popped on for 10-15 minutes to do with stats or something.
Yeah,
I think
especially if he's in character. If he comes in character as the Gobbo, with the Gobbo speech, like it just depends on how he does it verbally as opposed to
here we
writing
go.
it down.
Here we go. Now we're getting it. Tizzle Bizzle. It's not me. I know who it is, but I still won't say. Laugh out loud.
Yeah,
there you go. We knew. We knew Tizzle was in on it.
I've got a feeling it might be Ronald Bino because we just don't hear from him anymore. But I know he's like kind of dotting around.
Yeah, but does he do stuff like that? He's never come across. Well, I don't know
much
about him.
Look,
I don't know. I think it'd be good to have him on the show. I could give him his own segment on the blood on the box.
We just keep grilling everyone until someone accidentally breaks into a goblin voice.
Yeah.
They just break character by accident.
It could be little Yoshi. He's into all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
it could be
him.
See? Yeah, it's him.
You've got to follow the
it's
clues.
Little Yoshi. No, it's little Yoshi. That's who it is. I broke the case. Give me my film rights. It's little Yoshi. God, how stupid am I? It's definitely his. It's definitely him. I've cracked the case. Stato is little Yoshi. I don't care if I don't believe you. I don't believe in little Yoshi. I don't believe you. I tell you what, we'll put him to a stake. We'll burn him. If he dies, he's not Stato. But if he lives, he's Stato. That sounds fair to me. That sounds extremely fair.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah.
Are you down for that?
Blood for the blood god.
Absolutely. So there you go. Exclusive on Blood of the Box. Stato is little Yoshi. That is it. How can't believe it took me so long. So there we go.
Yeah,
that's been sold.
And he is little.
He is, exactly. He's little Yoshi, so little in the name, and the goblin is little. And he does all these meme stuff and all this sort of stuff. It's gotta be him. Objection!
It's a strong case.
Overruled. Overruled, little Yoshi. Yeah. It's overruled. So, there you go. So, that's it. So, we've solved the case. Ask Bernie solves the case. Right, next one. Little Yoshi, if you want to come on. If Little Yoshi, if you want to come on the show, Stato, by all means, please do. If by some bizarre reason I've got it wrong, yeah, right, that's not going to happen, honest. Then the real Stato can come on the show. I won't tell anyone who it is, but it'd be great to have you on the show. And I think a lot of people, apart from Space Magic, will enjoy it. Do we have a problem with orcs this season, Big D?
No, I don't think so. I think like everyone went orc heavy in the first week, but it's leveled out now. It's gone back to like once it goes over 130 teams, then you can kind of get a feel for what's missing in the league and which races aren't, making a drive. Like when I first came on, there was no Skaven in the top 20, and I was like, where's all the Skaven players? And obviously now they're all creeping out the woodwork. But it's just like for me, I gauge what race is probably going to be easiest to qualify a playoff with, because I need just to qualify before I can get the practice of being in a playoff. And that's why I chose vampires last season. I've got ogres this season and chorfs. Chorfs were nowhere to be seen at the start of this season, but it's because I've taken a week away from playing. I've noticed now the chorf teams have come out of the woodwork as well. So it's kind of just like looking at the gap. And what you can achieve yourself to fill the gap. So I know I could probably be continuously every season one of the top vampire coaches, so I will always keep pushing myself to be a better vampire coach and challenge anyone to try and outdo my record.
Yeah, and that's great because, like I said, we've got a guy called Shagrath on the PS4. Brilliant vampire coach, brilliant. He just gets them, and vampires. I think they're hard work, but that's just me. But they can be very, very.
They
good.
are
and
hard
like
work.
You said,
they are super hard.
Obviously, you seem to have got the gist with them, and you seem to be improving every time you play them. So it'd be great to see. It might take you another couple of seasons to be a complete force with them, but wouldn't it be great? I mean, it'd be fantastic to see you up there getting deep into competition. Hell, may even win it. It'd be fantastic, and it would inspire everybody else.
Previously, when you were saying about the halflings making semis in the PC match, I'm like, right, this is what we need to see in the Xbox. We need to see really great coaches picking up really hard to play with teams and then just smashing opponents, because then you go from being a great coach to a legendary coach.
Absolutely.
And that for me is a real key. If you keep just always being good with the same race, then okay, you're the best at that race, great. But you're not really giving any more content to us, of how good you are all round. Whereas I always like to play with everything. The only race I haven't played with now are dwarves and Khemri.
Right.
And I flat out refuse to play with dwarves. I just won't.
Right.
You will never see me with the dwarf team, because I just hate their starting build up and the fact that they're so stuck to their ways of being competitive play. They have to take the guard mighty blow piling on combos. Otherwise they're just going to suck.
Yeah. So you got I get what you mean. Yeah, I mean, this is why I like Space Magic. I've got a lot of time for Space Magic. Apart from he's always grumpy, but he can play anything. And I mean, I was I wasn't disappointed I played Chuffs this season, because I know, at the end of the day, I've done it as well. But I was glad that I went for Norse this season. I thought it was good. I think I had a little spin with Halflings as well. And I was like, oh, great. Because obviously we've had SL Hunter who's done really well with Norse, and I just thought, fantastic. It's great to see Space Magic going out of his comfort zone, playing Norse, a team what doesn't get much love, and I wish him all the best for that, because I think it'd be, fantastic. So and like I said, Rambo's another one. He'll just play anything. Drick's another one. Drick has come out and says he really prefers playing elves. But he, at least he's tried other races like the undead. So yeah, it's always good, and that's what I try and do. And I've been criticised many times by various people saying, "Well, Benny, what, you've never won one, and the reason you don't win it is because you keep messing about with different teams. Why do you stick to one team, learn how to play that team, or get better at playing that team, and just try that team?" But it's like, I like diversity, isn't it? It's a bit boring when you play the same team over and over again, and you don't learn the strengths and weaknesses if you don't play that race. So it is what it is. But yeah, I don't think there's enough problem at all. I really don't. Orcs aren't a problem.
I think you need to start off your season strong with one team that you really want to push with. Do 25 games with that team, and then pick up a couple other teams that you want to float with. Like last season, I had a human team, which was my high TV team, but I didn't care what happened to them, but I wanted them there just so that the high TV kill teams hit them and not the team I wanted to qualify with.
Yeah.
So I was actually making a bit of a strategy based on who I'm going to end up playing and what teams they're likely to play against, as opposed to building a vampire team and then having someone's Nurgle team just come and kill everyone.
Wow.
So
just having a look.
I think.
So I just had a look at what Rambo's doing there. Crazy playing. He's got the ball loose. But yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a lot better if you play different teams, and obviously proves that you don't have to rely on one team. I get most people have this one race they do so good with. I think Drick's good with anything, but he excels with Wood Elves. Space Magic, I always thought is more of a Necro player, but I think he feels a bit after Rambo sort of nuffled him. Oh, I can't believe that's just happened again. That is twice that's happened. Oh my days.
That gutter runner is not having a good game.
Did he need to do the GFRs though? That's the question I'd be asking. I don't even think there was any need to do it. Because he's not going to get safe. He was never going to be safe.
No, yeah.
I don't know. But hey, back to the thingy. But I don't know. I think Space is good with everything. I think it's good with Necro.
No. Yeah, I mean, obviously he proved he was a sick Chaos coach when he had that massive win streak.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I drew with that against that Chaos team in the early doors, and I was super chuffed to be one of the guys who drew with him and not lost.
Yeah.
And especially because I rate him as a high school player.
Yeah, definitely.
And I keep like pushing myself to like get the draw for sure, and then if I can get the win, but definitely try and lose less. I think that's a good way of taking on the better coaches.
Yeah.
It's just try and play for the draw first, and then once you're comfortable, you're always going to get a draw against them. Go for a win.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you can answer this question because, to be honest, I can't. Will they ever fix is it a 10 league? I presume that is the against the computer league they brought out.
Yeah.
Apparently there's some issues with it.
I don't know. Yeah, they had issues with it since the patch and since the team expansions.
Right.
When I played on it, you couldn't, even if you saved, you never really saved. You had to start the league all over again for whatever stadium you were playing at.
Yeah.
But your team value still increased.
Oh.
So you're going in against AI opponents with teams that are 10 times better than the AI opponents' teams are. So it's kind of like that. But you do have to play the entire season to get the rewards at the end of it, which I was like, I'm not going to play 8 matches back to back just to make sure that I've got through this thing. Like, I just can't be bothered. There's too much time, even against AI. I think you should always have an aspect that people can just go away and play by them. You know, play their own game by themselves against AI. They don't have to play competitive leagues. But for me, I thrive on the competitive side. And I'd much rather be in a place where I can actually talk to someone than just kicking the crap out of a computer constantly.
Absolutely. I mean, I think, I don't really play on the against CPU and never have, but I think if there is an issue, then definitely Cyanide will get it sorted. They have to get it sorted.
I think the number one thing they need to get fixed is the Goblin Bombardier.
Yes,
because that is the most annoying thing on the planet.
That has been brought up so many times. It's ridiculous now. All I know is that the thing they wanted to try and resolve first off was the stability of the consoles, especially on the Xbox. What was ropey as hell. And I know they are looking at other stuff as we speak. So I would think, more than not, it's going to get done. When it's going to get done, I don't know. But I will ask Netheos tomorrow and see if I can shed any light for the next week's show and try and find out about the Eternal League and the Bombardier. But I know for a fact the Bombardier has been in the admin chat before. We spoke about it and they are aware of it. So there you go. Someone brought up in obviously on the Facebook page saying, how about a weekly game cap to encourage players to play every week? Say, I don't know, you only could play 7 games a week with that team.
No.
Yes or no?
No, I don't. No, I'm not for that. Like, if people have got the time and they've got the thing, then let them play as many times as they want. I think the search engine should have more. You play teams that have played equal amounts of games as you for the searches. So therefore, teams who have streamed, who have gone streaking forwards with 20 games already, will get less chance that their team is going to pick up a game. Yeah. Because it's matching it closer to teams that are in that area. Because I've played with my 12th team already, teams that are like 500, no, maybe not 500, say 400 TV more than me, and they've got 15, 16 games, and I'm on game 2 or 3. Right. And I'm like, well, this should be interesting. But I've used the inducements well, and I've managed to pull a win out of one of them, and I think I lost the second one to a disconnect, right? Which I was really frustrated about.
Yeah, it was frustrating.
But yeah, no, let people play if they've got time to play. I wish I had more time to play. I wish I didn't have a full-time job.
Yeah, sucks.
But you know, I'm gonna. I know how many games I need to get in with one team to qualify roughly based on each race, and I keep an eye on the league table to see where I'm most likely going to qualify for them. So just start with that, and obviously if I get a week off, then I'm just going to plow with one particular race and play as many games as I can in that week.
Yeah, I
go from there.
I think it's a bad idea. I really do. I mean, we're trying to basically. We're trying to make people play more games, and this game cap would just be
I mean, you're setting limitations to a game that's already got limitations.
I've always said, if you put limitations on people who buy the game, it's always going to end up in disaster. We saw that on the PC when people were trying to limit what you could play when they tried to change the wildcards. It was basically pitchforks and torches You know, that's basically what there was. There's also outside the PC admins, you know, office baying for blood, saying how could you do such a silly thing. And I've always believed, you know, let people do what they want. If they want to play more, great. If they don't want to play more, then fair enough. It's their choice. Let them decide what they do. Don't put limitations on them. I get where he's coming from to try and make it fairer, but I think it'd be a bad idea, unfortunately. What changes? I mean, I think Drick came up with this. He said, "What changes would you like to see in the cup? You know, the format. Would you like to change the format? Is there anything you'd like to bring in, Big D? Anything? What you think?"
I don't think so. I mean, obviously, I've only played the one thing. I've watched the season before, but for me, it seems pretty well balanced. Like, I haven't got to the point where you get to after the extra time and you get the kicking, and it's all down to dice and how many rerolls you conserved. But I guess that's also part of the tactics as well. So, I think it balances well, and I haven't seen anyone abuse anything yet. So,
no,
I think it works.
Yeah, I like the way it is. I'll be honest. It can be harsh, like we've seen with Space matches that when the top seed and they've grinded, I don't know, 50 games in and got first round, but that's just the way it is. You know, we see it in the FA Cup in football and various other things, and it's just the way it is. Blood Bowl's never been meant to be fair, and
true story.
That's basically it. I like the way it is. I know a lot of admins disagree with me. They strive to make better improvements, but I'm like, if it's not broke, why fix it? It just makes no sense to me.
TV gap to 1K.
Yeah. Someone says who is UC? I've heard it on the PS4. Well, basically UC are mainly a Spanish group on the PS4 in a private league. It's a group of very, very top class coaches, and that's basically all it is. That is all it is. Azwain's 3-time champion. I think he's the most successful champion on any format. He's won the competition 3 times. He looks like he's probably got a good chance of winning for the 4th time as well. But yeah, you see a group of Spanish people who are very, very good. And final question is this: does the Xbox community need a bad boy?
Yeah, why not? Like, if it adds character to the whole thing. Like, I like watching the bad guys. I get a lot of laughs out of watching what they do and the stupid things that they say. So, I don't mind it at all, but obviously I don't take anything personally, so it kind of depends on how the group is already. I'd go with the majority vote, obviously. But no, I don't mind having the guy that everyone likes to hate. I have my own person I hate, pretty much hate, but I just don't make an announcement of it.
Right.
But it's only because they beat me all the time, and sometimes I think the way they beat me is just complete horse manure.
Right.
But, you know, they win and I lose, so therefore I just have to play better.
Yeah.
Or just nuffle the hell out of them.
Yeah.
And you can always tell when I'm upset with someone because I foul them and turn 16 with everything I've got.
Fair enough. I mean, people will obviously, when I say stuff like that, you're on about Cass, but obviously TFG Hero is another guy, who obviously is not that loved on the Xbox, I think it's fair to say.
I think because more of his social graces, or lack of, more than anything, he went onto a social media platform to start, really attacking people, which is just stupid, and not cool, obviously.
No.
But yeah, and that obviously got him banned from community places that probably would now help him if he wanted to actually excel. I think he's the guy at the moment that everyone loves to hate.
Yeah.
He's the one who gets more attention from what I see on social media. And obviously he has all the different profiles or so. Like, people say he's got like this account and this account. But it's just like, him has as many accounts as he wants. Like, I don't mind. Like, I played him a few times and he's beat me, I think 3, and I've beaten him twice. And it's just, I don't care. I don't really, I don't like buy into all the social media side of it. If he attacked me, I'd just block him. Yeah. So I'd be like, I don't need to talk to you.
You don't need to give him the time of day sort of thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
I sort of get that. I mean, like I said, I think Cass would be a good villain, but he's just got to learn that people are going to give him stick back, because that's just the character he plays. And as soon as he understands that, and he sort of said to me he gets it now, then I think he would be a really good villain. Do we need one? Probably not, but if he's going to put bums on seats, that's nasty. Then you know, it's all good fun, and Rambo and stopping getting loads of XP.
Yeah.
You know, come on, Rambo. Thought we was mates, me and you. Thought we was best buddies.
I love the way he's played this because he's played it all in his defensive half.
Yeah.
With Rambo putting pressure on that goal.
Yeah.
And then just when Rambo thought he was going to get it, he's flipped it around and now he's looking to be the victor.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Craig Magnus. I've not even seen him past the last season, but I'm a massive fan of the way he plays.
Yeah, I am. I mean, he's a nice guy. I speak to him a bit as well. He's a good laugh. I like him a lot, and hence that's what I say. I think it was a couple of weeks ago I said, like, watch out for this guy. He's really, really good. And yeah, I mean, he's done well. I mean, Rambo's tried everything. I think I don't know if Rambo's in chat, but I don't know why he went for that GFI. You know, down here, he got unlucky because he rolled 1-1, but he wasn't going to get himself away, and I think that was the big mistake. Unless he can tell me something I missed, I think that's if he'd have kept it,
it looked like he was going to get hit anyway. So
that's it. I mean, that's why I can't understand. But hey, right then, it's time for the console wars, the last segment of the show. Now, Calcium Cass obviously got a whopping 2.
Start praying now.
He got 2 right. Woo! Can he win it for 2?
Because I'll be lucky if I get 2.
so the Xbox are the current champions, so they have the bragging rights at the moment. Can you
let me apologise in advance to the Xbox community if I fluff this, because this is the part of the show that I dread, and this is probably why I haven't been on before now, because I'm sorry, I don't know, like I just click buttons, bro. Like, what the hell do I know about the game?
The good thing is though, if you're one of the first guests in the new season, then people forget if you won or not anyway. So you're all right. There's a guy who loses the last one, usually gets blamed for it.
Yeah. True story, actually. Yeah, good point.
Gimmick just quickly tried to say, he said, do the Xbox guys like the 2-minute turns? So I'll quickly ask you, do you like the 2-minute turns or do you prefer the 3-minute turns?
I like the 2-minute turns because it's making me, a better player.
Yeah.
But I can understand new players who really want to get into this league who can't hack it. I've had a lot of coaches last season, especially, who just kept running out of time for decisions because they just needed that bit more time because they're a bit new to the game. So I would actually be okay with it to go back 3 minutes. I understand it went down to 2 because all the time wasters and stuff like that, but just punish the time wasters another way, because I think it's crippling new blood having a go a little bit.
But would you say though, I mean, it's been said many times before when people have said, new guards are struggling, but it's like, well, this is the champions ladder. This isn't supposed to be noobs.
Yeah, I get that as well.
This is the elite competition. Go and do, if you can either learn the hard way, what obviously some people do, or you can take the sensible option, play against the CPU, what, to be honest, I don't agree with, but, or go in the upper ladder. Yes, it can be toxic, but the skill of the players there is very much lower than, the CCLs. And I do believe that is still 3 minutes as well.
Or come join Blood of the Noobs, because Blood of the Noobs is perfect.
And there is like...
It's so perfect for beginners.
Yeah. So there is a lot of things you can do if you're struggling with it. Tizzle Bizzle said, I've heard no complaints about 2-minute turns, and after initially being hesitant about it, I like 2-minute turns. I think since it's been 2-minute turns...
I do like them myself.
Yeah. I think since it's been 2-minute turns, you've seen a lot more games being played on the Xbox. And I think I don't know if it was you or someone else said earlier that there's a lot more new coaches playing now on the Xbox. So maybe it's been 2-minute turns. We don't know. It's all conjecture, but I don't think I've seen anything negative about it. And there's been people who've been like, oh no, 2 minutes is going to suck. And they've actually come around and said, you know what, I actually like it. I get more games played, or if I've only got set time, I know I can get the game in time. And, like I said, we live on the PS4. We absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And Gimli just wanted to know.
No, I'm a fan of it, but I can understand why some people might be there. But like you said, this is the championship ladder. There is, big money to be had for the playoffs and stuff. So, I think I even felt when I played my playoff game with 3 minutes, I felt like, why have I got all this time? Like, well, I kept
get used to it, don't you?
Shall I waste a little bit? Shall I waste a little bit just to wind him up? Because
go and make a drink, go to the toilet, good old Bernie does, or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think it does help you though. It does help you if you play 2-minute turns, and it can only help you in the long run. And then if you do get to the playoffs and he goes to 3 minutes, it's a massive help, because all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, I've got this extra bit of time, and then you start making the better decisions. Because some people said, oh yeah, but sometimes you might lose games in the league due to rushing. Yeah, but you know what? Yeah. You can lose games in the league, you can't lose it in the playoffs. So if you get your brain used to this 2-minute thingy, then when you get to the playoffs, it's going to help you win more because you've got the extra time. It's as simple as that. That's a great play, by the way, by Rambo. There, he's stopped the rotter, and
we've still got a reroll for Cro-Magnus. So
yeah, but the thing is, what's he going to do? He's going to have to blitz with the rotter and then GFI into the end zone.
No, he does. No, for agility 3, are they 2? What are they?
He can dodge, I suppose. But he's making him roll things,
3.
Isn't he?
It's a 3 up with a reroll.
Oh God, don't start that. Only times with my Nagel team,
I will take 3 up with a reroll all day long.
I need a 3+ to score a touchdown on 10-8 and the fail every single time. But I suppose what I'm saying is Rambo has very little he can do. All he can do is try and make the other guy roll dice and pray for a miracle.
Exactly.
So we'll see. So we'll quickly see what happens on this 10-16 before we do the quiz. Then let's see what Cro-Magnus does. He'll probably try and hit something first. Are you a big fan of people trying to hit first before actually doing the most important stuff?
Well, I'm not a fan of it. I think like if you're happy to turn over with every time that you roll some dice, and you're happy with your player placement, then do it. But I've done some games where I've done it and then I've been like, why didn't I move him first? Like I should have moved this guy up first and then done that. But you live and learn, so it's kind of.
I'm just thinking at the moment he's got this thing, hasn't he, where he's got a reroll, and if he banned that reroll, it becomes a lot harder. Interestingly,
if I'm Cro-Magnus, and it's elves, then I'm hitting the elves first. I'm happy with the draw. I want to kill elves.
Yeah.
And then if I score, great, and if I don't, I still drew.
Okay, so these rats are going to get
pounded. He's pretty much smashed the rats off the pitch already.
Yeah.
There's only 3 left, so.
The thing is, though, it is really good play what he's doing. He's taking care of the gut runner, but it's a scoring threat. Because obviously, if this goes wrong, it wouldn't be the craziest thing to see that gut runner pick the ball up and do a long bomb, throw it to the other guy, and they score.
True story.
So he's making sure that the beast is in position, so obviously tentacles and everything else. Here goes the dodge, that 3+, what everyone was saying was no problem. Fails, gets it the second time. So it's going to come down to a throw and a catch. What'll be a 3+, maybe? Is it?
No, 4-3, I think.
Is it 4-3? Well, he's in the corner anyway. Here we go. And the thing is, as well, if he throws it out of bounds,
4-3.
If he throws it out of bounds, he could end up on the other side of the pitch. Here we go then. This for the game.
Yes, yeah.
Here we go.
Or we could do 2-3-3. 2-3-3 versus.
Here he goes.
No, 4-3's okay.
Pass is good, and the runner catches it. Wow.
But Rambo can get the 1-10 touchdown for the draw.
He can he? He can get the 1-10 touchdown.
Yeah, he's got the movement 10 piece.
While they're setting up,
or did he get fouled? Wait.
Yeah. While they're setting up, then we will quickly do the console wars.
Do it.
Are you ready?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
Here we go then. What is wrong with Big Bertha on the consoles?
Wow. Pass.
Yep. What race blitzer is best value for money?
Amazon.
How much does a Kislev blitzer cost?
70k.
What's more expensive, a bull centaur or a war dancer?
Bull centaur. Oh no, war dancer.
Who broke his first round curse this season in the playoffs?
I was talking to him as well. I'm gonna pass. Damn it, I forgot his name. I'm gonna have to go through the chat quick.
Starting skills on Elven Union Catcher.
Sidestep, block, and dodge.
How much does a Croxy cost?
I'll catch him, not blitzer. Croc scores 140k.
And finally, what's faster, an Amazon catcher or a blitzer? Oh, an Amazon blitzer.
The same speed.
Right,
let's see. 6.
Let's see what you got then. What is wrong with Big Bertha? You passed. Basically, Big Bertha is supposed to be a woman ogre, but it's actually a male ogre on the consoles. She's supposed to be female.
So,
What race?
Maybe it's just in drag.
Yeah. What race Blitzer is best value for money? He actually says on the game as well. It's actually Orc. Orc Blitzer is the best value for money, apparently. Yeah, well, that's what it says. How much does a Kislev Blitzer cost you?
Bludge.
Yeah. How much does the Kislev Blitzer cost? You said 70k. It was 110k. What's more expensive, Bull Centaur or War Dancer? You first of all said Bull Centaur. In the chat, Gimlick said War Dancer. And then you went War Dancer. Now, bear in mind, Gimlick's a PS4 coach. It was actually Bull Centaur. Bull Centaur's 130k, War Dancer's 120. So if he was taking notice of him, he's done you in there big time. I can't believe he didn't get this one, though. Who broke his first round curse this season in the playoffs? It was Space Magic. Space Magic. He broke his curse. Starting skills and Elven Union, you got the positionals mixed up. You gave me sort of with blocking side.
Yeah, I gave you the Blitzer.
It was Catch and Nerves of Steel. How much does a croc score cost? You was bang on the money there, 140k. Gimlick said 110. What's faster? Amazon Catcher or Blitzer? You was correct, they're both the same speed. You got 2 right, so you didn't win, but you didn't lose. So we're at a draw.
I'll take that.
I'm
just as stupid as Cass.
Yes, there you go.
Equally stupid.
There you go. So he's unfortunate with that Bull Centaur. I thought, he's got it, and then But I think Gimlick was doing well for the PS4 there. He got you off that thing, and there you go.
I swear I didn't.
You did not? No, well there you go then. No. Fair enough then. It's your own fault then. So we'll quickly let's see what happens on this 10.
I messed up with the Elven Union, dude.
Yeah.
I knew I messed up after I answered. I was like, oh, wait a minute, I just said a Blitzer.
Yeah. Let's see what this kick's going to be. Let's see if we can have some shenanigans here. Where is that movement?
He hasn't set up for a 110 touchdown. He hasn't got enough players on the pitch, so.
Has he not?
I think he's.
Oh, Rambo.
No.
Oh well, that's.
It's not his fault. They got mullered. Yeah.
Rambo. So. That makes me sad.
Not unless he can get some sick. I'm just figuring it out now.
No, he can't, can he? Saying that the kick was pretty good as well, to be fair.
It's got a bit. He's got sides. Oh no, he needs to block.
Yeah, he'd have to do something.
Yeah,
he'd have to
2 more players.
Shuffle it. The shuffle player, but he ain't got it. Let's see if he does a pass anyway. This isn't disturbing presence, by the way, Rambo. Just doesn't really matter now.
Oh, he can do it. Oh, he failed that though.
Yeah.
Never mind. GG.
Good game. So there you go. So the Kraken 13, the top there goal beats the top rats 2-1. By the sounds of it, it looked a bit disastrous. So 19 armor breaks to 4, 42 blocks, 3 KOs, 4 injuries, 1 death, and all Rambo could do in return was 1 injury. So yeah, there you go. 14 ones for the Kraken and a lovely 37 ones for Rambo with a bit of a 55 twos as well in there as well. Beautiful. So there you go. We're done. I'd like to thank Big D Burrows for coming on. It's much appreciated. Good to have a fellow streamer on here. And hope you keep up with the good work. And hopefully vampires will do well. And the great thing is, you gave me a great tip on vampires. So when I do my vampire challenge, it'll be in the next couple of days, I've got a new thing to try out. So thanks for that.
I think I'm going to start my new one with the 3.
Yeah.
I'm starting my one with 3 vampires who are going to be the front line.
Yeah.
So armor value 8 instead of 7, and they've got regen. So maybe 4. I might start with 4, but 4 is quite expensive.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I've got 4 in mind, but hey. Yeah. But I'll be. I've won 1 and lost 1 so far, so I'll be back on the horse, and I'm hoping. Fingers crossed that I can get something done and beat good old Mercy and Gimlick. But thanks for everybody in the chat as always. It's been another great show. And like I say, get your Ask Bernie questions in. They're always good to get on the stream. But I am running out of them now, so we need more. And we will be back. We will be back next week. I'm trying to get the Blood Box show for either Saturday or Sunday, preferably Sunday. So if anybody wants to be on, let me know. We've unravelled the mystery of Stato. It was little Yoshi. Don't believe a word he says when he pleads his innocence. It's not him. Unless he's
a lying little gobbo.
Yeah, he's a lying little Yoshi goblin sort of thing. If it isn't him, you can save him by telling us it's you. But I think we've got it right. I think with our powers of deduction, we found out that little Yoshi is Stato. And if Stato wants to come on the show, please do, because I think it'd be great. So the invite or the offer is there. And that's what we've done. sadly, I knew there's something I forgot, but it's too late now. But we will check on the playoffs next week because that's something we didn't come up on. So my apologies, but good luck to everybody in the second round, and hope you all do very well. And yeah, that's us done. Take care, guys. See you on the Blood Bowl pitch, and have a good one. And we'll see you next week. Thanks again. Bye-bye.